Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Hangout with Astroprinter. My name is Liam, for those who do not know me. As you know, for those who have been here before, keep in mind that this is an easy, casual hangout where we talk about projects we're working on, we talk about CNC, 3D printing, laser engraving, whatever else we're doing in the maker world. That and everything else. We often do drift aside to other topics, but that's okay. And if there's a pinned link in chat, if you check in your chat and the YouTube chat, there's a pinned link on top. If you want to come in and join the conversation, that you can click on that link and do so. Please make sure you mute your YouTube before you click on the link, because we'll get audio feedback and it'll only cause problems. And also, if you want to, please like, subscribe, and ding that bell if you haven't done so already. It's just clicking it out there while you're out there, and let's get my subscribers numbers up. They're growing slowly, but they're growing. And we all have a few people in backstage who want to come in. So I'm going to first of all bring in. Let's bring everyone in. Hey guys.
Hey Derek.
Hello. How we doing?
Good. And you?
Oh, pretty good. I've been kind of not feeling so hot all day. I wasn't going to come on tonight. I figured I'll just watch you, but here I am.
Cool. Thank you. Let me just say hi to everybody in chat first. Hey, Kieran, how are you? And you asked about, don't we have a life? No, because we're hanging out with you here.
Yeah, he's been saying that comment all day long. He's copying and pasting that comment on different
All right, so it's a bot. It's not really Kieran. Okay.
Yeah, not really him.
Let's see who else. Loopy, how are you over in the other room? We have Kieran again. We have Kieran again. We have Loopy again, giving Kieran a hard time. We have Kieran. Llama. Hey, Tom, how are you? Llama, Liam, the destroyer of sarcasm fun and with the use of facts. I'll take it. I don't get I'll take it, Llama. So, you're not feeling well. How are you, Matt?
Yeah, I'm okay. A little bit tired. Not feeling well either, but I'm okay otherwise. So, been busy. Going to the telescope with my fiancée niece, and been puzzling some of the pieces together for the honey badger what I'm building.
Yeah, he's doing the full size version of it, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool.
I don't know how tall it will be.
Hey, Rad Master, how are you? Welcome. I don't. Let's see, Gary. Hey, Gary. Hey, Ram Design. How are you?
Hello, everybody in the chat. How you doing?
So, what's everybody working on?
Well, I got the Kaiwu Max sent to me here a few days ago.
I'm jealous.
And one of the two Z couplers was stretched, so I had one hand. I swapped them both out, just that way they're both the same exact size.
Yep.
And then when I auto-homed it seemed to do fine. It probed the bed just fine. When I went to raise the Z manually, nothing would work. It's like, what the hell's going on here? And I contacted the company, and then I seen the temperature was off on it too. I couldn't heat up the hot end. So I took the shroud apart, and I found out that the thermistor on the hot end was busted.
No.
So I was going to use one of my thermistors. But anyway, what happened is their thermistor was busted off inside this little hole that it goes in. The set screw holds it. So I managed to get that cleared out. I replaced it this morning. And right now it's doing a test print behind me right now. It has a DL touch on it. The first layer is a little bit close. It kind of sounds like it's dragging.
But there is Z offset in that. You can tweak your Z offset during the print, can't you?
Yeah, I didn't. For at the moment, I'm just letting it run. But I got a test print going on. I'll be doing a video on it. And then I'm working on my Lady Mandalorian. That'll be another video here from Sanix.
Nice.
Looks pretty cool. She's kind of in real short shorts. And,
I saw it. I saw it on the Sanix group.
Yeah.
I remember the Sanix group.
That's 1/8 scale right there. So I got that. I'm printing, working on the video on that. Cool. This video won't have any talking. We'll just be playing music and kind of showing the time lapse and showing the pictures of it and where to get it, stuff like that. Nice.
Hey, Stephen, how are you? And so Matt's working on Honey Badger. You're working on that. I've been doing a mixture of stuff. You saw some of you probably saw my short video of the rotary that I made on a piece of scrap plywood.
Came out good.
It works fine. It's direct driven, so there's no belts or anything involved, so it's easy to do. stepper motor coupler, and some threaded rod.
As long as the bottle or the cup don't walk on you one way or another, it should be fine.
Yeah, but there's rubber legs all the way. There's these little rubber grommets are all the way along. These little rubber O-rings, so it can't move. It's just going to move with unless these are offset, like skewed.
Yeah,
and they're not. There's little grooves they're sitting in, so it can't.
Okay.
It can't skew.
Work it then.
You can see the grooves if you look here.
Yes.
The grooves. So they sit in those grooves, so it can't travel. And it worked fine. I haven't tested on my laser yet because I tested the functionality. I haven't burned it. I actually have a bamboo cutting board that I'm going to test it on.
I just got these in the mail today. I got 12 of them for $69 something on Amazon.
Cool.
I
you can get them in a dollar store.
Huh?
You can get bamboo chopping boards in a dollar store.
Huh. I'll see how thick they are because these were $70 on Amazon for 12 of them. It's the best deal I could find.
Cool. Hey, Dan, how are you?
I'll take a look. Hey, Dan. Yeah, Dan was live a little bit ago.
I'm showing Dan up. The reason why is he had plans to build a rotary for about 2 months, I believe. He's got the part sitting around. He's never got to it, so I'm showing him up because I got it done in one day.
Yeah, Betty Boo is bringing me one back in a couple of weeks. Trevor gave me one that he had. I'm not sure if it works or not, or if it's damaged, but she'll be bringing it back in her suitcase.
No, well, actually, lasering the can of flammable liquid would not be an issue because the reason why, Flamma, is the laser will be spending so little time anywhere, and all it's doing is burning off the paint. So it actually wouldn't cause a problem in that because I've seen people laser engrave with a diode laser bottles of whiskey, which is very flammable. And they've actually etched the glass in a bottle of whiskey on a CO2 laser without problems. So as long as it doesn't spend any time there to heat it up, it's not a problem. It shouldn't be a problem. 3 to 5 months. Okay, you had it 3 to 5 months, not 3 to 5 weeks. So yeah, we're showing Dan up. So it's an easy one to do, Dan. It once you have the stepper and the coupler, and a bit of threaded rod, it takes 15 minutes to put it together.
I'd be afraid to put anything flammable underneath the laser to try to etch the bottle if it's flammable, you know. Yeah,
there we go. Ruin it again with facts. I know, Lama. I just do it to upset you, Lama. You know that, right? Well, no, actually, apparently, I've seen people do it. They actually get the bottles of whiskey and they custom engrave something on the flat sides, not a rotary, but on flat, and they custom engrave it. And I've seen lots of people doing it on a CO2, and it's not a problem, apparently. So, Dan, you're going to get to it one day. Why can't it be today? Why can't it be tomorrow? Okay, we're going to set you a goal. You have to have it done by Saturday, because if not, I'm going to show you up again.
I got a CNC in the garage. It's an MP CNC from B1 Engineering. It's 3 foot by 3 foot and about 6 inches tall, 100% built. Been sitting there since last May with no firmware on it, and I haven't finished it. So. And
I set you a goal to do it that by last weekend. You didn't do it.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about just replacing the whole board on it. The board I got on it, I can't think of what it's called. It came from Ziltech with my Hypercube. It's 2 boards stacked on another ramps board, I think it's called. I think that's what I have on it, and I think I'm just going to take that off and put a big Tree Tech board on it or something different.
Okay, do you use a BTT or you could get a GRBL board?
Yeah, B1 Engineering sells a board that they recommend to go with it. It's already got firmware on it. You just order it, pop it on, and go. So I don't know. We'll see.
Let's see. I have many things that have been actually working on it after all. The DB Cube, okay.
Cool.
I'll do it working, but I'm not going to do it on a kind of WD-40. No, thank you. I'm going to do it. I'll do it on an aluminum. I'll actually probably set it up and test it this weekend on an aluminum drinking cup that's anodized. Oh, I have an unboxing this weekend, and it's going to be a super short unboxing. This giant was delivered to me today, right? And it's going to be the fastest unboxing ever. Are you ready?
Plug it in and print.
Plug it in, put on the spool, and print.
It looks like a cat carrier. Looks like a cat carrier with a spool on the back.
Yeah, and it's designed for.
I call them toaster printers, the little ones, because
they actually say it's supposed to be for kids to learn 3D printing on it. and you can
Wow.
actually print from it with your Android or your Apple device.
Cool.
I think they have pre-sliced files. You can select them and send them to the printer. So I haven't done a lot of looking at it yet, but they told me Monday they're going to send me one, and it showed up today. So they must be it came up via Amazon. So they have it already in the US.
Chris Riley and Print and Solid, they had the giveaway stream or that video this morning. Did you see that?
I wasn't. No.
Going to win like 45 spools of filament from Print and Solid, and then some other people that sent in different pictures how they use their spools. We're going to receive a couple rolls. I didn't think mine would win, but I was a Christmas tree. If you guys watched that video, they showed a Christmas tree of spools with lights. That was mine. Because last year, Brett and my wife wanted to make something out of spools.
I remember that.
And I had a couple hundred spools, and I didn't want to build a giant monstrous tower, so I built her something as quickly as possible on a piece of plywood on the picnic table, screwed them all together in a row, one-sided, and then ran lights on it, painted it green, ran lights on it, printed the star for it.
Did you win?
No, I didn't think I would, but at least he showed it. That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the Christmas tree. That was an interesting. We all had fun with that one, if you remember, on the stream.
Originally, I wanted to go round. I wanted to have a giant round base and sold. I couldn't get them to work out right, but it would have taken quite a few, so I just made it one-sided.
Hey,
what's
Chewy.
wrong, Chewy?
Yeah, we know it's you. Cool. Yeah, so it's so that might be a nice quick live unboxing, and I'll do a review of it as well. I'm still working in the card. I haven't forgotten you. NASA hat and a rocket pack. Oh wow! That sounds fantastic.
Cool.
That sounds really cool. Now I'm getting even more excited about this.
Oh, Liam.
Hey, John, how are you? Yes.
If I give you my address, could you send me 2 NASA stickers or
Sure.
4 maybe?
I have to make sure I still have some, but if not, John McGill, who just said hi. If I don't have any, I'm sure John has a few lying around because I think I have to check to see if I still have some. If not, I'll go steal some off John. John's a buddy of mine that lives fairly nearby, and he's also involved with NASA with me. So I'll just go to John's house, or he'll swing by my place, and I'll steal a few off him.
Yeah.
If I don't have any, but I'll get you some, no problem.
Yeah, I put mine on my K40. Make it work better.
Chat or Chewy, reach out to me on Facebook. Send me your details. I can send you NASA stickers. Just send me your information, and I can send them to you. It's just a stamp here in the States, so it's easy. It's a simple stamp, and for a normal envelope. But yeah, I think I have some, and if I don't, I'll go bug John for some NASA stickers.
For those people that don't know you, what are they? $5 a piece?
Which?
The NASA stickers for people that you don't know.
No, I don't know. They're given to me free from NASA. Give them to me.
Okay.
So I don't charge for them.
Okay. I thought you might have had to buy them or something.
No. NASA give them to us to give out to the public when we do outreach events for them.
Okay, that's nice.
So, but they haven't been in the office in over a year because of the lockdown. So I'm not sure if they're back yet. I'll have to check. And if they are, I'll have to ask for more stuff from them because we have some with the state opening up or after opening up already here in Michigan. There are some astronomy events planned for August and September, and they're big ones. So I want to get some goodies to give out to the public for them.
If you were on the moon and you kicked dirt, what would happen?
It would go up. It would travel It would travel a distance further than it would on Earth, but slowly but surely it would resettle again because of gravity.
So there's no wind or anything like that on Earth, on the moon?
No, there's a tiny. They say there's no atmosphere, but there is. It's tiny. It's minute.
So when they supposedly put the flag in the moon and it's waving around,
it's not waving.
Cosmic radiation or something causing that?
No. When it's not actually waving. When they put the flag in the moon, it was actually them pushing it in, creates inertia, and when you don't have no wind to resist it, it keeps moving. Right.
Okay.
So that's what gave it the shape. That's what makes it look like it's moving, but it's actually not. Well, it is from them jostling the post to put it into the ground.
Okay.
But it's like conspiracy theorists love that one. They try and use that all the time, but they're just wrong.
It's basically the same principle as when you have this little coin and you have this special plate where you spin the coin and then it starts vibrating on it and takes a really long time till it stands still. The same
kind of, but that meets more air resistance. Like if you are in space or whatever, and you spin, or even on the moon, and you spin a coin, it wouldn't stop because there's no air to slow it down, or it would take about 15 times longer to slow down and stop because there's no air. The atmosphere on the moon is so minutely thin. It's about hundreds, 100s or 200 watts here on Earth. It's super thin. There is a tiny little bit of gas around the moon, but it's very, very small. So when you spin, there's no air resistance, so it'll just keep going. It just wouldn't stop really. It would take a long time for it.
What kind of gas? Helium-3?
I'm not sure. I'd have to check. I think there's CO2 there. I don't think there's any H3 there, but there might be some. I don't think there's any hydrogen. I think there might be a hydrogen. I think there's helium and not helium. Sorry, hydrogen. Possibly, and maybe some not carbon dioxide, but nitrogen or something. I can't remember. It's minute traces. I mean, they're so small, they're very hard to detect. Yes, Llama, you keep going living in your world and be happy. That's okay. We have to keep him happy. That right, Jerry? But Llama likes to live in his own little world. What's anybody else in chat working on? Okay, Kieran, ping me a message and give me that link again because I probably have lost it.
Kieran, have you got your stickers from me yet? I think it's been 2 weeks now.
Oh, you sent him some?
Yeah, he won some.
I'm the proud owner of these ones. They have pride of place right above my desk. They're the first stickers I've ever got from anybody. I need to ping John for some of his. I see Llama has advertised his store today. Oh no! There goes the neighborhood.
What's going on, guys? How's it going? Oh, I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. So, got the grandbaby living with us for a little while, so we're doing really good. Not used to having little toddler feet running around, but it's been fun.
Get used to it.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, it's not milk. It's white paint.
Yeah.
I noticed something unusual on the resin
Careful.
from the Anycubic resin that I printed this in. That I done a video on a while back. They had a good price on it. They sent me some to test, and I gave away a couple bottles of my live stream. After it sat for a week or two in the vat, it started separating. When I put a spatula in there, it was getting thick, and it was white. It was white and orange. So I had to restrain it and remix it all up. But I've never had resin that appeared to separate into two different colors before and start feeling really thick on the bottom layer feeling really thick. So I cleaned out the vat, shook it up really good, poured it back in, good to go.
Maybe they made the color by mixing two colors, like a white and something else. And that's what you saw.
It appeared to be separating. I've never seen resin start to separate.
I've seen separating between clear and another color if you mix them. But in your case, I'm guessing they used a red and a white or something along those lines.
And when I ran my spatula down across the bottom, checking it for debris, it was really thick and gummy. It's like, wow, that's odd.
Yeah.
But like I said, once I mixed it all back up, then it was good.
Yeah, I've seen that, but it's normally with a clear or something you see them separate. But in that case, the fact that you've got two different colors, I'm guessing they're blending them to get that color.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it because I've let there's been times I didn't do anything with my printers and just took a break from 3D printing. Yeah. And I go back and you'd see it doesn't look separated until you put a spatula into it, and then you see all the different colors and all the different stuff that's inside of it separated. But it blends right. I just sit there and just blend back and forth. I just sit there and rock back and forth. Then I go zigzag like this, and I come back, and eventually it just all blends right back. I don't even take it back out. I just reblend it right there and just go right at it. I actually had one that I had a 3D print I don't know what happened. I get depressed sometimes, and I just get it away from me. Just getting frustrated. I actually left a 3D print all winter in my garage on the printer on my Mars, on my original Mars that I had. Sat the whole winter out in my garage,
Busy.
cold as hell, really, really cold. Took print off, no problems. Cleaned it, no problems. Strained the stuff, recycled it through, no problems. Printer just fine the next time. And I let it sit on that printer for December, January, and February.
That's a long time. So Ram Design is really busy, and Loopy is keeping busy. So the bad habit you're going to pick up from Matt are what? 3D printing? That's not a bad habit.
I did do something for the first time. I figured I'd
Now,
show it off.
before you show us, is it
You're-
safe for work?
Can
You
we
have to
guess
ask me.
what it was? Can we guess? You use deodorant.
Yeah.
He used the shower.
Yes. Kind of got to now, but yeah.
Okay, what is it?
Well, first of all, I did this one.
Let
This
me
is
make
by
you full
Hex
screen, 1
3D.
second. Let me make you full screen first of all, and then you can show everybody.
All right. This is the Hex 3D model. This is the Grogu Hannibal 3D print. I did
Very
that
nice.
one. I did that one. And then this is another one by Hex 3D. This is called the Alien Skull. It's got a lot of little grooves and stuff like that.
Matters on it, yeah.
And I actually printed this on my Phenoms. So I had 3 of them. So this is what it originally came out, like a 3D print right there. Then I went with a black, and then I bought this stuff called Dragonfly paint. It's like a color changing paint. And I put it on this one right here. And
Well, that looks good.
it's a purple / red / gold that's over top of a black.
Very nice.
And I don't
Oh my
think
God.
the camera's really doing its justice, really, honestly.
Hey,
'cause-
Thomas, how are you?
Thomas, how you doing?
Yeah, the camera's not really doing its justice. So then
Yeah.
I was like, well, that looks cool because, I mean, in the dark, it looks purple. But when I put it in the light, it looks black,
It looks
But
kind
then
of
you
black
can
or
see it,
brown.
yeah. which is funny because,
There's
like,
a copper tint to it.
yeah, but it's funny because it sits perfectly purple, just like without any light on it. But then when the light hits it, you see the black and the gold and the red, and it looks really cool. So then I also bought this paint. I bought a bunch of paint that I found, and this is a blue metallic. And then I put the same stuff, that Dragonfly, on it. So as it turns, you see a purple hint to it.
Yeah, a little bit. Again, the cameras don't do that justice.
Yeah,
look
it
better in
does.
person.
It looks way different in person. It looks
Yeah.
a lot more impressive in person. I was really liking how it came out, but yeah, that's the
Yeah.
that's the skull I just did.
I did a test as well for the Toys for Tots that's coming up later this year.
Yeah,
The print the Toys for Tots models. So I printed one of them, which is a little train. Prints really well. And it came out really nice, and everything clicked together perfectly.
Mhm.
So but it's a long print for if you want to do. Hey, how are you?
Hello, Sergio. How you doing?
Hey, have it or
So-
HVAC.
Yeah, that's Sergio.
Oh, hey, Sergio. Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Okay, I know.
HVAC.
Which is funny because my next print that's set up on my printers, that's sliced up and ready to go, it's actually going on one of my Phenoms. I'm going to be doing the Superman from Sergio.
Oh,
And I'm actually doing the full cape as one big piece. Had to turn it sideways to make it fit on the printer, but I'm actually doing the full cape as one big resin print.
That's not Sanix. That's not
No.
Sanix.
Oh, okay.
It's not-
That's when you said
No,
Sergio.
it's
that's
not
what I was
Stewart
thinking of.
Malik, no.
yeah, you're getting mixed up. But
was-
yeah,
yeah.
Sanix does all those stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I can never
Hey,
pronounce
buddy.
his name right.
You know, tomato,
Sanix,
potato,
that's
same thing.
not Sanix.
Yeah, same thing.
He does air conditioning work, and he's a great maker in the community. And he pops in all the live streams.
Oh,
He's on
nice.
camera- he's
How
on
are you?
camera quite a bit.
Okay.
I was thinking when you said Sergio, that's who it popped in my head was Sanix.
He's a retired police officer that does air conditioning work.
Yeah, Matt, I think Matt, you're on your lunch break
So
now.
now when he says freeze, it means a whole different thing, right?
Hey, Matt, how you doing?
Yeah, that's Matt Farmer. But I think it's
Matt.
I think he's at his lunch break right now because I think he works.
He runs a group called 3D Print Noobs on
Yeah,
Facebook.
I know who Matt Farmer is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
did
think I've gotten some of
recognize
his
the name
prints
last week.
too.
Hey, Betty Boop, how you doing? I was just talking to her on the phone. And she said, what, that stream's more important than talking to me? I said, yes, it is. I said, well, drop it and say hi if you want.
It's not lunch yet. Oh, so you're sneaking in a little bit of time with us. Thank you. Well, I won't tell anyone. Don't worry. So go. There's 21 people out there right now watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Subscribe to my channel.
Like, subscribe, share, do all the stuff
Yeah.
above.
Just click on those buttons and share it out to all your friends and like, subscribe, because that helps the channel, helps promote the channel, so we can actually bring more content to you.
We need to get everybody over 1,000 subs, and then they're on their own.
Oh, I'm a long way away from that. I'm not even at 500 yet.
It takes forever to get over 1,000. It just takes time.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, guys, those who just joined a moment ago, I do have a live unboxing this weekend. It's a small printer.
Nice.
Make everybody the same size, we can see it better.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, I like
Good
being
point.
I mean, as much as I like
But
being
how about I
spotlight
do
here.
this so we can see it better?
There you go.
There you go.
So it's a
Nice.
small little,
That's
a
tiny.
tiny little printer.
Tiny.
It arrived today. Apparently, you can print from your phone to it. So, and it will work with a slicer as well as their built-in app that you use on your phone. Lama said it's a cat carrier. Yeah, it's about.
That's what it looks like.
Probably a cat carrier is probably bigger than this, but it's actually aimed for kids to learn 3D printing. You got 380.
You know-
a little bit ahead of you, Maker Viking. I'm surprised
Well-
yours is not higher.
How old is your son, Liam?
He is going on 15 this year.
15. That's, I don't know. Let him unbox it and film him.
Yeah.
Trying to convince a 15-year-old to do anything
$20
but play games.
Give him $20.
$20. That's all you need. $20.
I'm going on for an hour. I'll be on for another 2.5 hours, Matt.
Tell him he's grounded for life otherwise.
No, I won't do that too. But I'm on for 2.5 hours. I'll end around 10 o'clock Eastern. So let's see. Everyone's saying hi to Betty. A bird carrier. It's probably about the size of a small bird carrier for a small bird, like a finch or whatever, or a canary. Yeah. Well, let's see how it works. So on Saturday, I haven't even opened the box yet, and I won't until Saturday. I just took it out of the Amazon box, and that's how it looked. So we will look at it on Saturday and see what's involved and get it up and running.
You know, I drive a 2001 Chevy Silverado, and I had a slight miss. I didn't have a check engine light on. I knew my coils were going bad, a couple of them, so I bought a new set on Amazon. I didn't want to go to AutoZone. They're too much money, so I paid $150 on Amazon to get all 8 coils. Get them put on the truck. Now the check engine light's on. It runs terrible. So I'm going to go over to my sister's house tomorrow, and her and her husband are going to stand there and listen to my truck. I'm going to unplug each coil one at a time. The electrical connector goes into, and they can tell me if it sounds the same or if it sounds worse. I can try to determine which ones are bad.
Yeah.
Do you think you just had the wrong ones plugged in the wrong coils?
No, they're right. It's all right. Yeah. Each cylinder has an individual coil, and then it's got a wire about yay long, the coil wire going to the plug. They're all right. It's just, I don't know.
You think you might have a bad coil?
Well, there's multiple coils that are possibly bad, and I contacted the company on Amazon like I do with anything else, and usually without having to return them, they usually say, okay, we'll send you more, but in this case, they're saying, no, it could be this, could be that. Tell us exactly which ones are bad. So I need to narrow it down. If I have to, I'll just put my 8 old ones back on it and return them all and give them a bad review. So.
Yeah, but let's see if you can narrow it down, though. Hopefully you can narrow it down.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I can be under the hood and I can unplug one. I can hear it running bad, unplug it, and I'm not sure if it got worse or sounds the same. So I need somebody else's opinion that's outside of the engine compartment that can hear the exhaust or whatever.
It's easier, yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's fun. So, anyone been doing anything else other than 3D printing?
Let's see. I picked up dog poop out back yesterday. I done the dishes this morning.
I have been cooking like a crazy person, like a fat crazy person.
So you've been cooking like you, a crazy
Yes,
person.
pretty much. Yes, pretty much.
Because
Pretty
we all
much.
know you're
Like,
crazy, right?
well, I bought a stand mixer because I finally just broke down and spent the money and bought one because I really wanted to get into baking and doing doughs and stuff.
Yeah.
So my first start was the homemade from scratch soft pretzels with homemade beer cheese, my own recipe. I did that.
A few years ago, KitchenAid mixer.
Yeah, I did. Mine's not a KitchenAid. Mine's just a cheap $99 eBay knockoff, but it does what it's supposed to do. That's all that matters to me. I mean, I like it. It works great for me. Then it was the Cracker Barrel biscuits. I had to make those. And then tonight I made, I call them garlic nuts, but it's basically you take biscuit dough and you stuff it with cheese and put garlic and Italian seasoning and butter all over it, and then cheese on top of it and bake it, and it comes out like gooey little doughy nuts that's got cheese inside of them.
And for those who've just tuned in, welcome to the Chewy Cooking Channel.
Hey, don't mess with me. I will make one.
Sorry, you couldn't resist. It was too easy.
And then that, and I had been like really deep into YouTube, just watching everything on YouTube. I had just been YouTube nuts lately. So
yeah, I got a review recorded. Still have an editing to do before I publish it for the Focus, the Odin 5 F3 or Odin 3 F5 printer. I recorded it. I just need to tweak it before I can publish. I have to get it done in my spare time.
China and Germany's been having some really bad flooding. Matt, was any of that flooding near you where you live?
Matt's in the UK.
Yeah, he's in the UK.
Okay.
Only his last name is in Germany.
Well, no, he's from Germany. Matt's originally by the French border, isn't it? You're muted, by the way, Matt. So you're talking to yourself.
Sorry, Frankfurt, near Frankfurt.
Oh, you're in Frankfurt. Okay, I lived there for a while in that area. Yeah, I lived in Wiesbaden and then in Ginsheim-Gustavsburg.
Gesundheit.
And I worked in Rüsselsheim, up by the Opel plant.
All right.
That's where I worked.
I don't know where it is. I left Germany like over 30 years ago.
Oh yeah, no, okay, because I lived there for a couple. I lived in Wiesbaden, but worked in Ginsheim-Gustavsburg, which is right by Mainz.
Mainz, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then I spent a lot of time. I spent some time going to Frankfurt, but then I moved up to the hills above that area in what was the name of it?
You just got around, didn't you?
Well, and that was only in Germany, right? I've spent since I was 23, I spent my time traveling with work in different locations.
Like a bad penny, man.
I'm like a rolling stone. Well, I lived in Germany for years, and then I lived in Asia for years. Then I came to the US, and I didn't travel much here because it was mostly based where I am now here in Michigan. But when I was outside the US, I traveled a lot.
Oh,
it's amazing.
If anybody's wondering why I had a 5-minute live stream the other day, I checked my Google AdSense with YouTube, and I was about 60 cents away from getting money on the 23rd. I didn't go over my $100 threshold. So I told my wife, I said, I'm going to go live, log in, give me $10 on a super chat, and then I'll close the stream down. That way I went over the threshold. And then I left it up for a couple of days, and I deleted the stream. But that's why the camera was all funky, and I wasn't really doing nothing. Because I tried to go live privately, but it wouldn't work. She couldn't leave me any money, couldn't tip me. Hey, what's going on, Zolan?
Hey, Zolan.
Hey, Zolan.
Hi.
What spurred that one?
I don't know. I'm bored. I'm tired.
How are you? How's the puppies?
Puppies. Eyes are still closed. They're busy nursing. They're all gaining weight.
Good. Including the little one, the one you were worried about?
No, that one died.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, it was the runt anyway. You kind of had suspicions it wouldn't survive, didn't you?
Yeah, we had suspicions, but it didn't die for the reasons we thought.
Oh.
There was something else wrong.
Oh.
We're not quite sure. We're not going to worry about it. The others are very strong, very healthy. Even the runt of those who made it has gained enough weight to where he's now on par with his sisters.
Oh, that's good. That's good. It's good news.
And frankly, I'm not shocked he's having a hard time putting weight on because he moves. He's blind. He can't even really move or walk or anything, but he buzzes all over the whelping box.
Well, he's a little Duracell battery or Everready battery. Yeah,
Very active puppy.
that's good. That means he's going to be strong.
Yep.
Like I don't have any other than telescopes that seem to breed when you leave them alone in the garage over the winter. I don't have anything. But my wife is into tropical fish, and every couple of weeks we have new broods of fish like guppies and stuff. So we have some that were actually just born today, and we have some that were born 4 days ago. So we have we're getting. So what we're going to, what she's actually setting up now is she's working on doing staging tanks, whereas when they're born, she's going to transfer them into a
Nursery
tank.
Why don't you do a video on it and post it on your channel?
Yeah, I need to get some video because these things some of these are so small, like you need a magnifying glass to see them. They're so small. Guppies are live born, and she also has some eggs that she bought. That she's waiting on them to hatch, and to them, all you see is the dots of the eyes. That's all you see. But the body can't be seen at all.
Yeah,
cool.
I've been thinking after we get the new house and everything, one of the projects I want to start up is aquaponics. So I'll be growing a garden that's an aqua. Whatever they call that.
Hydroponic.
No, a hydroponic garden. That the water is actually fed from a tank that tilapia are raised in.
Oh, so you're actually going to use the
fish water to water the garden.
Yeah, the sewage of it is actually going to be for the food for the garden. Yeah,
that's going to make the pot plants really tall.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you just pump it through, and it actually maintains itself.
You may think you're joking, but you're not.
Betty Boop, this was the last one right here. She said when she comes back, she wants to buy her Dr. Pepper Zero, so I bought a 12-pack and drank them.
So when is Betty coming back?
The 12th, I think. 10th, 11th, or 12th. I don't remember.
Of next month.
I got a doctor's appointment on the 3rd because I have to get another colonoscopy done. So anyway,
have fun with that.
Yeah, it'll be like my 4th one I've had. So
there's male hookers that'll do it cheaper.
Yeah. Well, they always buy me breakfast. We have a steak dinner.
Might keep it clean.
I found some car keys last time that I lost a long time ago.
Nice.
So yeah, how's the vacation going in Florida? She'll type it in chat when she gets time.
I don't think she's been to the ocean since she's been there because it's been raining so much.
Well,
she want to go to the
so she's afraid of rain to go get in water. She's afraid to get in water when it's raining.
Vegas.
We get lots of rain here.
Water falling from the sky, that's scary.
Yeah,
I lived there for 3.5 years.
Yeah, no, it's here we've had some rain, some days of rain, and it rained heavy like thunderstorms. But when it's over, and the weather comes out and it's beautiful. It's dry the next day. So it's like it rained yesterday, and today it's beautiful outside.
I have to admit, I never knew what rain was until I moved here to Oklahoma. Because
you were in Alaska.
No, I spent 25 years in Washington State.
Yeah.
Where everybody says, "Oh, it rains, it rains." You know what? Yeah, it's misting almost all the time. But it rarely ever actually rains. Not like it does here in the Midwest. And Central.
Washington State is almost like tropical condition. Well, like what you find in the Amazon,
Well, that kind of depends on where in Washington State. Washington State literally has every land type.
That's for you, Jerry, by the way.
Yeah, I see that.
Oh,
because they're delicious, that's why.
So, Jerry, those boards that you have, what are you going to do with those? You're going to laser engrave them?
Yep. Yeah, I was just showing Betty Boop. I ordered 12 on Amazon. They're like $69 for 12 of them. And they'll fit in $840.
I saw something kind of cool that I've been meaning to try, and that is you laser engrave the board, but you're actually more doing a laser cut. because you need to make it a little wide, specifically 0.2 millimeter wide. And then you print into the groove that you just lasered.
As long as you adjust the power of the laser so you don't go too deep, yes.
Right.
But why do that? Why not even go deeper and just 3D print something a little higher and just push it in and glue it? What do you think of that? Why not just do that?
I'm sorry, I got distracted by me trying to cancel my Imperfect Foods order and then refusing to do so.
Burn a recess, 3D print the letter, and then glue it in place.
Yeah, just 3D print it and just glue it down in place. So just make the recess whatever size.
Hang on a
Just
second.
3D print them and just glue them in.
Yeah, but so by food peel or food safe.
Well,
PPG.
the way I saw it done, they were doing it with Silk Rainbow PLA.
Yeah.
That they actually ran through a palette so they could get the transitions faster.
Okay.
And they printed it with 120% over extrusion. And then what they do is they do the print and then they lightly sand it so it's flush.
Would it be easier just to groove it and then put resin in it?
Or you could use a
stir it?
3D printing pen. That'd probably be easier.
Yeah.
I think just use a syringe of resin.
But they were doing it was a dragon, and it took them 4 hours to do the laser etch and then another 3 to do the print.
Yeah, there's a different options you could do. Like I've explored the idea, and I need to do a bit more testing about using the CNC to do some work, and then use a printer, and then use a laser engraver all in one thing. So maybe CNC a groove around the edge or whatever, or a pattern around the edge, and then negative that and 3D print it to fit into that groove, and then laser engrave that logo on the same board. So all of them in one go. It shouldn't be hard to do. It's just combining the different aspects in one system, you know.
Yep, I want to get a CNC because I want to do something similar, but I want to use resin.
How big a CNC are you looking for?
To start with, not that big, because nice thing about CNCs, if you got a good printing head on or good cutting head on it, you can move it from a small one to a medium to a big one.
The small ones generally come with an 8 or 10,000 RPM, which is not good for a really large.
No, it's not.
But if you want to start at 3018, is a good. Sorry, Jerry.
My DeWalt's like 25 or 30,000.
Yeah,
Yep.
so you can start off with a 3018 if you wanted to, or a 4030, which would probably have that larger print head, and then you could always get an adapter to put a heavier router onto it to replace it later on.
It's a Makita, not a DeWalt. I stand corrected.
Sorry?
It's a Makita, not a DeWalt.
Either way, and you could get adapters to put different routers onto a CNC if your CNC was beefy enough. And if you get a 3040 and you find that you want to go larger, you can, like I know SainSmart do a 3040, and you can get an extension kit to bring it up to a 60 or to bring it up to a 6060. Right, so you can do that. They have them out there. Like a 4030 would probably cost you $1,000, maybe a little under.
Yeah, see the one I was looking at is 2,500.
Yeah, but okay, that's bigger then. So it's probably a 6060 or something bigger than that, is it?
Yeah, I think it's a 6060.
Yeah,
and that's also because I wanted to be able to. It's actually a CNC mill.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to do metal as well.
Well, they will. If you can do metal if you have enough RPMs.
Yep.
Cut the metal and the right cutting tools.
200,000. I don't remember what it was.
No,
20,000 or 20,000 maybe.
30,000. Yeah.
I think it's a 20,000.
Yeah, and that will do aluminum and other soft metals.
Yep.
So that would be ideal. Yeah.
All right, guys, I got to take off. I got to
Okay,
take a look off from the Groovers.
See you, Joey.
Yep. Later, guys.
Ciao.
It's a Warner for the motor.
Okay, I don't know the motor, but I'm just saying with enough RPMs and with the right cutting tool, you could do a lot. While we're chatting, I'm going to bring this up full screen, Jerry. I want you to show that model off. That's a nice model. This is what Jerry's working on right now. Lady Mandalorian.
So we have a nice little butt shot there. And I got to go prime it and work on this printer behind me. The first layer was a little bit too close in the Kaiwu, so I stopped the print. I got to go work on that. So.
Well, what you do is you let the print start the print and use the baby stepping option, the Z offset, to raise.
I'll check and see if it has it on it. It should have it on it.
It does. It does have it. I know because John did had to adjust it on his.
Okay. If it's got an ABL, more than likely baby step is enabled.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a Deal touch.
Baby step is more than likely enabled then.
Okay.
You don't have to enable it in the firmware, but it's kind of stupid not to.
You cut slower. It depends on the metal.
Yep.
But
and
yeah,
you need more torque more than you need RPM, but a higher RPM motor can normally provide more torque.
Correct.
Yeah, when Tim was playing the CNC the other day, I didn't realize he had put a plastic case over it because even though he wears glasses, you don't want something to break, which is very common. It hits your mind with your eye out, so you got to wear safety glasses.
Yeah,
especially when you're cutting metal.
Yeah, and he was only doing some MDF, but he did put the case over it because he had his system came with the dust case.
All right.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm gonna run, guys. So everybody take care. Have a great night. Happy printing.
Okay, Jerry. Take care,
Jerry.
Right, bye.
Cheers, Jerry.
Oh, okay. So
I guess I'm scaring them all off.
It must be me. I know I showered.
Oh, I joined and then suddenly everybody leaves.
Me too.
No, he hasn't been feeling well anyway.
I know.
For the last day or so. But so what are you working on other than taking care of puppies?
Not much. I need to get the room that all my stuff is in is still like piled almost to my height and stuff I need to get out. And then once that's done, I can start getting the I want to get the LGX print head on one of my printers. I'm not sure which one yet. Get the ender extender finished, wired up, and I need to re-square the Frankenender. I have 3 different print projects I want to get done. 3D printed violin, a 3D printed cello, and I need to 3D print a bunch of cookie cutters.
Okay. Are you doing the cookie cutters in PETG, I assume?
The cookie cutters will be PETG, and then they will have a coating of art resin, so that way they're truly food safe.
Cool.
And they're Samoyed. I got somebody who wants a couple Samoyed cookie cutters.
Cool. Yeah, I've been just working on doing some stuff with my CNC, my laser. I need to do a bit more laser work this weekend, or maybe tomorrow evening if I have time. And I had that printer to do on Saturday morning, which I'll have to set up the unboxing of that. And I also, I'm working with 1 or 2 other companies who might be sending me more machines. Oh, let's see. Howdy. Hey, Matt.
Hello.
So,
Matt.
Now you're on your lunch break.
Yeah, I'm at work. I'm in my break room.
We get 2 more Matts. We could have Matt squared.
That's right.
So, how's life?
It's going.
Have you got any? Has JG Maker started working with you about that new resin?
I'm working on trying to get one. We'll have to see.
Well, Bill is leaving at the end of the month, right?
Yes, I do, and I know who took over already. I've already been talking to him.
Oh, he's the same person. If he's the same person that moved there recently, is that correct?
Yeah, who I'm talking about, yes.
Yes,
who left another large company and apparently
the same person. We're both speaking about the same person.
Yes, apparently he caused some havoc with some emailing or something like that. So,
well, it's it's the same person we're referring to then. Yeah, he's a nice guy to deal with, though. He's an easy guy to deal with.
Very nice.
Yeah, he is. But I assumed he was going to take over the role.
Yep.
And he'd be a good fit because he did it in the last company. He did marketing there. So, they haven't announced it yet, have they?
I don't believe so. No.
Okay, then we won't say who it is then.
I don't even know what company you're talking about. So whatever.
JD Maker is the company that make the Artist-D IDEX printer. They're about to release the 6 resin 4K resin printer, a really large 4K resin, and
more things out of my price range.
Yeah, well, their head of their marketing, Bill Go, sorry, I mispronounced his name. Bill Go has announced he's leaving the company at the end of the month or early next month, right?
Yep.
And so we're discussing about who the potential or who the replacement of to take over that job will be.
Yeah.
For JG Maker, and when you find out who it is, if you ever watch the other company, but you know who the person is.
Yeah, he's someone who's been around here and there. Not too many people know who he is, but I mean, I definitely do. I know William does, and yeah.
So he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Young but smart.
Yes, he is.
So that'll be an interesting change of the guard there, I think, because Bill has been phenomenal to work with. He's been a rock star to work with. They're tough boots to fill, if you ask me. I'm not thinking that the other person won't be able to do it. I'm thinking the level of communication and interaction and willingness to work with the community is a hard one for anybody to fill. And Bill has been an amazing doing that work. And like he just listened to everybody. They said, we should do this. You should do this. You know what? He did it.
Yep.
Right. In the middle of a Kickstarter, they designed a new machine because people said they wanted a pro version. In the middle of a Kickstarter, which nobody does, but they did. Right. Yeah. So he's done a fantastic job, and I think part of the stress of that job is what he's paying for right now.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So, but he's a really nice guy to chat with, to work with. I've dealt with him a while now, and he's been great. He'll be missed. JB Paint. Where in Michigan are you? JB's Paint and Detailing. Where about in Michigan are you? I'm in.
Where on the hand are you?
Yeah.
Youper.
Were you here? On the mitten. Where are you? I'm in. Let's say I put together. Oh, you got an Artist-D Pro, right? I have the standard version of the Artist-D. I was the very first person. I think I was the first person to get one. From the Kickstarter deliveries. Oh, you're in Lampier. Okay, I'm in Wixom, so you're a fair bit away from me. Yeah, I know Lampier. I live here, so so he's up around here area.
Yeah, I'm semi-familiar.
Everything in Michigan is here because it's shaped like a mitten.
Yep.
So.
With a slightly detached fingertip.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, with the top. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With the sawmill accent.
The UUP. Yeah, the upper peninsula area.
Mm-hmm. My wife grew up in Grand Marais, Minnesota.
Okay.
Oh,
And nice to meet you too. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't subscribed already, please like and subscribe to the channel, please. And you ding the bell so you get notified when I go live again. I will have an unboxing this weekend. Did you see the Matt the printer I have to unbox this weekend?
I did not. No, I was busy this weekend. Oh yeah. I saw you show that off. Yes. Yeah. That's one of those ones where like it's meant more for kids and it's app controlled, right?
Oh, so it's the perfect level for him.
Ideal for me, yeah. 5-year-old here, really. Yeah.
I wonder if it gets under extrusion problems.
If it gets under extrusion problems, I'll call a real 3D printer person.
Under extrusion problems? Don't they have meds for that?
Don't call me.
Well, it's designed for kids. It's app controlled, Android or Apple, but you can slice your own files. So it's mostly cloud stuff for kids. But you can actually slice your own files in a slicer and actually transport it and send them to it as well. So,
that's nice.
Yeah, so it's not just only. Hey, Dominic.
So it sounds like a good printer to leave on the desk at work.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Sparky. Yeah, so it's kind of it'll be interesting. I've never done a printer that small before. My biggest worry about a printer that size is, will my hand fit inside?
Yeah.
Because it's designed for kids. I don't know, its physical size. I may have.
This is probably a time where it's
maneuverability
good
issues
people
on
can't
my
see
hands.
my expression.
I can imagine your expression is. I know you well enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, when it comes to Zolan, you need to come up a few levels his mind is like mine. You need to come up a few levels for it to be in the gutter. So,
Gotcha.
so what's this new printer you got? The latest resin.
So I actually didn't do an unboxing video because I had a guy who sells QTS resin, and he came over on Saturday and he's like, "Hey, can I see the new machine? I saw you had it." And I'm like, "All right, sure." So we unboxed it, and basically it's the Frozen Sonic Mega.
Oh, what's
So
the build volume on that?
Yeah, it's a big one. It's 330 by 185 by 400. So it's a pretty big printer.
That's
Resin?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
The vat holds 1,500 milliliters of resin easily.
And to think, here I am with a longer orange 10 and making a nasty mess.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I have a couple that you won't be doing small prints in that thing. Like if it's not big, you won't even touch it because the amount of resin you need to pour in there just to get a print going is a lot.
So just to touch on that, so the guy from QTS, he has sent me some resin before, and I was like, you know what, let's test out your resin. So we threw some on there. I didn't do any calibration or anything, and I go to open up. He sent me 500-gram bottles, so I was like, all right, or milliliters, whatever they call them.
Yeah.
And so I go and pour it in there, and I'm like, it's not even covering the vat bottom. It's just so huge because it's like 16 inches the vat, so it's ridiculous.
It's big enough just to be like the bottle he sent you, the 500.
Wow.
Is enough just to wet the FEP, I'd guess.
Pretty much, yeah. I think there's like a half a millimeter of layer. So
you need to sell resin by the gallon, I think, soon.
Yeah.
My shoe would just fit in there.
Yes. It's pretty big.
Well, you can actually buy gallons of resin now. You can. There are places that sell resin by the gallon. And
thanks to the Saturn.
Yeah. Thankfully, by me, there's a place called 3DRS, which is a semi-local company. They're about 40 minutes from me, and they just announced that they have 4-kilogram jugs that they sell. That it is a little expensive. I think it was like $200 and some odd for it, but when it all comes down to it, it's about $45 a bottle for resin, and that's for their like super hard resin, which that's a pretty good price.
Like the ABS style, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually comparable or even a little bit better than Soriatec Blue.
Oh, okay.
Actually.
Cool.
So
I would love a resin printer big enough to print my own helmets in one piece.
So that's one thing. Like everybody's like, oh, you can print helmets. Well, the issue with resin printers, at least this one, is it's 330. But the 185 is what kills it. Now, if it was
it's
like
only 185 tall, okay.
No, it's 185 long ways, and then 330 the other way, and then 400 tall.
So
the
it's an
issue
elongated
is
rectangle on the bed.
Yeah. So the issue is you have enough one way, but not in another way. So if it was like 220 or 30 by 330, then it would print a helmet for sure, but it's just shy of it.
I'm 6'9".
There you go.
He's a small guy.
Yeah.
So the question there, what makes a good printer? I think your choice of printer would depend on what you're going to use it for. First of all.
What makes a good printer? The user.
Well, yes, but it depends what you're going to use it for, right? If you're going to use it for printing miniatures all the time, then you don't need one of these big resin printers or any large printer. You only want
You actually want a smaller printer.
a small resin is better. Like
Yeah.
the Corelli LD002R or whatever. Like that's the idea for a resin, right?
You can get an Elgato for cheaper and better.
So,
I'm just giving you an example.
funny story about the Creality resin printers is they're not even made by Creality.
Oh no, I know they're not.
Yeah, they're made by a company called Pionext.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Zolan, put on pants. So, but
Speaking of Creality, tomorrow 6 p.m. Central.
Yep.
It's when Tripod's going to be finally getting that printer working again after it melted.
Maybe
No, he got
We'll
the new
see
screen
about
and
that
everything.
one.
you got a new screen for it. Good.
Hey,
Yeah.
Google, stop.
But the besides that though, once you know what you're going to use it for, then it's about tuning the printer and learning how to optimize your tuning of your printer. Right. Once you get it well calibrated, any printer can print well, as long as it's well calibrated. Well, with a few exceptions. There's always an exception when you have a badly designed and badly made printer, and
Yep.
when you go cheap, you're probably going to be questionable quality. And you probably have to mod it to get it really good. But
Like my
generally-
first printer.
Sorry?
My first Ender 3 that has one of the Z-axis extrusions slightly twisted.
All right.
Yeah, that would do it. That
So
would
I am constantly fighting skewing issues with it.
Yeah,
Well-
all definitely good.
Yeah, I have the Ender 5 Plus, and it's a rock star. It's a fantastic machine. But every machine has their nuances. Like if it got damage in shipping or whatever, so it's down to you to learn the nuance of your machine, and you can tweak it. Sometimes you have to mod it, but most
Hey,
of them
Google,
get
order
good
a
prints.
personal massager.
Say that again. Did you just say personal massager?
Paul tells me not to be setting off his Google.
Say that again out loud now. Go.
Hey, Google, order a personal massager.
Jumbo size. That's funny.
Oh, see, I actually have the Google Home that has the screen in it, so now I have pictures of that on my.
And then next your wife's going to go in and look up the history. She's going to see all of this listed there.
Oh, she knows I do weird things like that, anyways. She's weirder than I am.
I didn't think that was possible.
All right, guys, I got to hit the road. If
right, man.
if you're on a little bit later, then I might pop in again. But yeah, that's all the free time I got for now. So,
Okay, go back to work.
Take care, Matt.
Have a good day.
all right, guys,
See you,
take
Matt.
it easy.
Take care. Bye. He works evening shifts, so he often can't come on these. But when he has a chance every now and again, he'll pop in and say hi. But yeah, so it's all down to you. And now, if you need advice, go to the groups are fantastic, and they hang out. Well, it depends. Some groups are really good. Some are a bit toxic. People are very aggressive.
Yep.
So ask a question, and if someone comes back with a nasty answer, just learn to ignore them. There are good groups out there with helpful people. Jerry's group, 3D Printing and Painting, is a good group to ask questions. I have two groups, which is 3D Printing Addicts and 3D Printing Help Desk. If you go to join either of those groups and you ask questions.
I've actually found Twitter and some of the Discords that we all run are the best places.
Discord is great. And actually, you have the Artist D Pro, you said. The Artist D have a Discord. You'll find the details on it on the Facebook group for the Artist D. The guys out there are really helpful. There is actually, for the Pro, I believe there is now community firmware out there for the Pro, being recently released. And they've open sourced it all from day one. The moment they released the printer, even before the printer was released, the firmware was made open source. So there is community firmware out there, and look at the community firmware because it gives you options that you don't have in the stock.
I want a Voron.
I have the Sunlu S8 and the RC Pro. I'm running my first print now. It looks much better right out of the RC Pro is a good machine. The Pros, some of the first machines had some issues, a little bit of issue, not a bad one, but the Pros, everybody I know who's got are happy
It's
with
an
it.
IDEX?
The RC Pro is an IDEX. Yeah, I have it. I have 3 IDEX printers. I have the RC Pro, I have the Wido X40 and I have the 10-log D3 Pro.
Isn't this the one I heard some really bad things about though? It's
The
when
first
getting it.
few of the standard, some people were complaining about under extrusion in Extruder 2. But
I heard there was
people-
also an issue with the ribbon cable.
No, I've never had any issues with ribbon cable.
Okay.
Everyone was talking about under extrusion. The Pro seems to have fixed that because, like, there's another guy who actually bought the Pro when I did my unboxing. He went and ordered a Pro. He's got the printer and he's never been happier. He's been printing like crazy and he's super happy with his printer. So,
Paul, the only Bontex I have one that's on the Anycubic Mega i3 that Dan gave me, and I still have yet to get it working. And the other one I have is the Bondtech LGX E3D combo with the Copperhead, and it's still in the box. So
yeah,
I'm sorry, I have no practical. Oh, and I have a Bondtech knockoff that Greg sent me and never used. I have no practical experience with them.
Yeah, I don't have the Bondtech. I have a lot of printers. But yeah, you're correct about Paul about the extrusion only on one extruder on an extruder 2, never an extruder 1. Extruder 1 always seems to be fine, but anyone who's gotten the Pro seems to be running fantastic, and anyone that I know of who's gotten more recent versions of the standard are also happy with them. So they're a good machine. There's one of the other guys in Denmark who's often on here chatting with us. He bought the Pro one off from my live unboxing. He went and bought one, and he's printing huge parts on it. He loves the machine, so it's a good machine. You just and like I helped him get it set up. He had some questions about initial setups and so on. So I walked him through it, and he's been happy with it ever since. And he's been printing happy for the last couple of months now on it. So it's a good machine. Like who else didn't? Joel Telling did a live unboxing and setup of it, and it printed fine. He had some issues that were different, but I think it was probably mishandling shipping is my guess. But once he got it tweaked up, got the tweaks out of it, it was printed fine for him in his live show. So it went well.
IDEX keeps catching my eye, but I'm still to the point to where if I'm going to build a printer that has multiple print heads, I'm going to just go just jump full in and do a tool changer.
Yeah, well, that's the new thing. Now, I'm working with a couple of companies. There's another IDEX coming out. I don't have a release date yet, but I've been working with them about, like they were going to do a dual extruder.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked them out of it and told them go IDEX.
Right.
And they went IDEX, and they've been doing testing on IDEX, and they said they're getting way better print quality out of it than they did with the dual. So they're listening to me, right? I've also given them some other advice about features and functionality in the printer. They recently sent me a video, and they said, should we advertise this to people? And I said, hell yes, tell the world about it. The video is simple, right? They were printing on it with a single head, right? And while it was printing, the guy grabbed the head and dragged it out of the way.
Well, of course you're going to have issues.
No, the printer has a full loop.
Nice.
Stepper.
So it has a closed loop stepper.
Yeah, it actually rehomed itself on X and Y, and then went back printing exactly where it left off.
Very nice.
That's coming, right? So, when they told me, they said, "Should we advertise this about when we release this?" And I said, "Yeah, you should sing it to the world and show the world that you can do this because closed loop steppers, like normal steppers, are not closed loop, right? So they don't resume. This has feedback, so that it knows exactly where it was and where it should be, and actually went back and resumed the print.
Wow!
So that's phenomenal, right? So they actually are doing that in this printer. They're also working on another printer, which is a 600 by 600 cube.
See, that's what I want.
Yeah, and well, they're working on it right now. I've seen some pre-dev setups. I've recommended that they should. I've suggested they should look at. It's not a Core XY initially. I suggested they should look at Core XY for it. It's got a 6mm bed, so it's a good thick bed on it, so it'll be less warping on it. And I told them, and I'm giving them other input on those printers, and they are paying attention. They are listening. So when these machines come out, they should be good machines. I'm hoping. I hadn't got one in my hands. I've seen what we're doing, and I've given them input on it, and they seem to be accepting my input. So let's see what happens. I'm guessing the first of these machines might be ready 2 months from now.
Okay.
Near the end of the summer.
Wouldn't
That's
matter.
my guess.
I'm not allowed to really buy anything of that caliber until we build the new house.
I understood. I'm just saying, but I know that I know the IDEX machine will be probably ready around the end of the summer. And the other 600, the large printer, I'm not sure. I don't have dates. I know they are doing initial testing right now. Their engineers are testing, and the company are actually listening to input. So hopefully, it will, if they do closed loop steppers and everything going forward, it'll be fantastic. So what else is he saying? Oh, you just broke your thermistor. That sucks. You only need closed loop steppers if you have cats. No, you need closed loop steppers because if you have anybody, or even if it, I asked them to test out if it impacts the print. Paul sent you a picture on Twitter, Zolan. But I asked them to test if the print head impacts the part, and you get a layer shift. Will it return?
Oh, nozzle crash into a glass bed.
That shouldn't be so bad unless it crashed fast or.
And it looks like he cracked the Bondtech extruder. Wow.
What?
How did you do that?
Share the screen. Share the image.
It's on Twitter. You've got it. He tagged you too.
He did?
Yes.
Oh, I'll have to open up 1 second and then we get on my browser. 1 second, guys. Because I don't keep too many windows open when I'm on here because all it does is interfere with stuff.
And here I am kicking up a video game.
Can I share something?
Of course you can.
Let's see if it works. No.
Hey, John.
Cheers.
You're here for beer.
Yeah, I already had my second one, and I've also mentioned your stream tomorrow already.
Is it that bad that you have to drink when you come on my channel?
Liam, I wanted to talk to you about how you are and how you leave me to drink all the time. I mean, it's a pretty bad thing.
I know. That's
wow, that's nice.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so
I did loads.
So Zolan,
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You tell, and I flick through so people can see.
Well, I gotta show a picture where I think I found the short on the bottom of the bed.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so that's what blew it on you, is the bed?
Oh, we know.
Yes, it's the trace. It's the trace is underneath, shorting to, and I found the trace because it was really hard last week to.
Those came out really nice.
Yeah,
those are amazing.
Now, speaking of that, since you have that
was your iMac. Wait, so how did the Bondtech hit the iMac? I'm confused on the. On the order of operand here.
You know that. Let me see if that shows up in my feed. I'm just looking right now.
No, go back. That other one's really cool.
The HAL?
No.
Oh, this? Yeah, that came out really nice.
Oh, that one's nice. Go the girl one. Wait, and go back once.
Oh. You want? Me. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, go back a couple. That one's really crisp. Go back. The only thing is right there.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like there's a little shift on the top, but I mean, it's amazing how clear that is.
Thanks.
I don't see the image you tweeted me. I just checked Twitter and it's not showing up yet. So if it shows up, I'll show it.
Astro Printer was tagged at 7:10 p.m.
Yeah, I don't. It's not showing up on my feed. I just checked.
Oh, go to your notifications.
I did. It's not. There's no notifications listed.
Dude, your Twitter's messed up.
Yes. I'm not going to argue with you about that. Has it shown up yet? Let me go and take.
Look, Big Lighter's Garage.
Oh, there it is now.
This is what I've been doing for the past month.
Yeah, you do really good at. Wow.
That's cool. Should I just rename it, Llama, to Big Lighter's Garage? Here, Llama. I'm not Llama, but Dolan. See that trace right there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Cut right through it.
Yep. Shorting it out.
I'm going to tell you here in advance. I've I brought up something with the manufacturers of the Focus printer, the Odin 3F5 printer, that the heating loops under the bed actually in the front of the bed come out far enough that when you put on the metal clips to hold the bed down, the glass bed in place, they actually push onto it, and they're push-on clips, metal clips. So they'll eventually break. They'll eventually cut the track.
Okay. So Loopy just corrected me. Sorry, I didn't. It wasn't a ship.
Oh no, don't worry. I thought the 2 at first. I'm like, I don't remember that.
So I stand corrected because I'm only looking at photo. So
Yeah.
and that's what it looked like in a photo. So if that's what it is, I stand absolutely corrected. I am fully capable of saying I'm wrong.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, I'm wrong a lot of times, so I know how it feels.
Well, I'm wrong too. So I'm
actually my fiance got me some books for herself.
nice.
3D printing for dummies.
Yeah.
Actually, when I joined when I moved from to the US, I was taking over e-discovery application to manage and maintain it, and which is used by the legal team. And one of the guys in the support team, being a smartass, bought me the idiot's guide to e-discovery. He put it on my desk on day when I walked in, on day one when I took over the application. It was kind of funny. I still have it.
Maker Viking, I could say one thing to prove that wrong, but
You're
I'm gonna
never
be nice.
wrong. You're just mistaken. There's a difference.
Yeah,
I remember something about somebody moving.
Well, don't they say that? I once thought I was wrong, but actually I found out I was just mistaken. But it's kind of interesting that so the idiots guys are funny, right? They are designed for people who have zero knowledge. I find them funny. I like them.
Is Loopy Lou Matt?
No, Loopy is Matt's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Ah,
Sorry,
okay.
Matt's fiance. Forgive me.
Yeah. Okay. So I was like, wait, there's some intimate knowledge.
Wait now. So actually, let me backtrack again. Since she's his fiance, so yes, she's Matt. There's no difference anymore.
No, the way around.
He's her.
That
Sorry.
sounds a little wrong.
He's her. Sorry.
You know, I mean, usually teenage boys have their own girlfriends. Sorry.
Matt's it's burn Matt time. Okay. It's no fun otherwise, right?
I'm laughing.
So,
Zolan,
I'll send you a link. Karen is actually going to be the moderator until you get on, and you can help out with it.
Dwayne.
So, because I didn't know what time you're going to be. So
I'm actually going to be leaving work an hour early, so I'll be home by five between 5 and 5:30 my time.
Okay, so when you're on, I could tell you how to log in and stuff, and you could both be able to click on and moderate.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
I think that 2 people right here. So
yeah, there she is. Let's see.
Okay.
Hello.
He does exist.
That's Matt's better half.
So not an imaginary person.
No.
That's a green screen.
you can see her too.
No, Dan's other half. Dan's other half is VR. We all know she's VR because no one will put up a Dan other than a virtual wife.
This is my better half. That's my.
Oh.
That's
Hey, Mama.
oh yeah, Bear. Hey Tom. How's life?
He just wanted to see if I was going to burn alive in my garage.
Yeah, well, that's what he always looks for. That's why he's encouraging me to turn on my laser on combustible materials.
That might help, huh? Bring a mic over here where you can actually use it.
Yeah, it does. It does help. Yeah.
I think it was better the way it was.
So, what time is your stream tomorrow, John?
6 p.m. Central.
6 p.m. Central. That's 7 p.m. my
Yeah,
time.
and then I'm helping Lightspeed on his it'll be 7:30 p.m. Central for his.
Okay. Yeah, see, Jerry got one of the Taiku Max.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's not doing an unboxing, but he is doing a video on it. So he's doing test prints tonight, is what he was up to before when we got started here.
Yeah.
When are you lighting up that Creality fire starter again?
Yeah. Hey, it's a machine I paid for. If it was a machine that I didn't pay for, it'd be a different story. But,
the Creality CR6 sponsored by ANET?
No, it's sponsored by Big Lighters.
Yeah, I mean it's it's hard to throw out a machine that you paid for.
Yep.
So.
I think Big Lighters sponsored ANET for a while.
Oh, actually, you're right. I don't have 5 printers. I have 6. I had the $20 one I bought on Facebook. I keep forgetting about.
There's one out there.
It's an old ANET that I've never actually put together fully. The previous owner tried to relocate all the electronics, so the wiring's all messed up.
It's good for parts, though.
Yep.
Yeah, but tomorrow will be a good eye-opening stream for several reasons. So
Yep.
I've been talking to someone offline and be sharing some interesting things. So nothing bad. It's just interesting.
Interesting.
Well,
Yes.
yeah. Well, I have a similar story because from what I had coming up with what I've seen on that other printer I was telling you about, I think it has the potential of doing what yours is doing.
Well, I want to I already prepped like the bottom of it with the Kapton tape just to make the stream go easier, but I got to peel it off and make sure what I took pictures of is actually there. I want to make sure it's not lighting hitting it because it's really hard to get a nice camera shot on those traces. At first, when I was looking at it, when you look at it from a distance on that photo, so you would think just by looking at it like this.
Yeah, let me make it full screen. Just 1 second. So it's easier. There you go.
Does it look like that hole is through the trace itself?
It's looking like it's just
It's
touching.
right on the edge, which is enough for a thread.
Yeah, so, and then when I zoomed in it, I saw that line right on that trace. So I'm going to take off that Kapton tape, right, and I'm only going to stay on for a couple more minutes. I want to see if that's just bad lighting or if it's actually there. Because I don't want to be wrong with something like this, but that trace is so damn close to that hole.
You could, there's an easy way to test it and just do an impedance test between.
Oh, yeah.
And that'll tell you if it's actually connected or not.
Yeah.
Just use a multimeter. That'll easily tell you if it is.
I mean, the other ones, it's clear. I mean, it's
there's nothing there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. The backs, I mean, they're close.
Hey,
but,
Mojin.
but again, there's no wear there. The back left, the back right corner is the clearest one where it's not by really any traces.
Yeah.
And they all have pretty much the same mount block that goes there. So
yeah, the one is just a hold that you slide the glass bed into. The front has the swing arm clips.
okay.
So yeah, I have a solution that was recommended during the last stream that I'm testing out. But I mean, that's the only thing to guarantee that's not going to short. So
Yeah. But I as I said, I think that might be mine could potentially turn into that because of those clips. What do you think?
Well, the thing is if that is actually cut to the trace, you need to put your multimeter to one of the leads of the heat bed and then to the actual metal of the heat bed and make sure it doesn't have continuity.
Before you even put the clips back on, too.
Yep.
After you put on the tape.
Yep.
So, because I mean, the thing is, I don't know how much friction is. Why is it that clip right there, the front left, front right clip? I think, it's the front right clip that has that much wear underneath the bed. That was the first time I ever taken off those clips. Why is there that much movement? And on that live stream, it took a while to get those screws out.
You had a hard time getting that off to begin with.
I'm guessing it must have something happened in the factory, or it was during manufacturing of the bed that it was actually scuffed. You know?
Yeah, because the other three are nowhere under the bed except for that one corner.
Yeah, it looks clean. So that'll be a good stream tomorrow night. Guys, check out iPod's Garage. Look it
I'll
up.
be watching.
So he's got a stream at 6 p.m. Central tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
If you want to check it out, he's going to be
trying
to get his printer up and running again. Those who haven't been following along, he did actually. You tell them the saga because you.
Oh no, you already said it all, Liam. It's fine.
Okay.
So, and a lot of the people that are here that are on your stream right now attended mine. So I mean, we're all part of almost the same clique, and most of us have no skin in the game when it comes to talking like this. But I mean, it's me. I have skin in the game dealing with a manufacturer, that's pretty darn big.
Well, Well, I do. I'm brash, as you can imagine, with them anyways.
Yep. For the price, not including the CR6E.
It's
for the price. For the price generally, I actually do not have a problem with Creality. Yeah, they cut some corners where I don't think they should have.
Yeah,
but even some of the $1,000 printers have cut corners where they shouldn't have.
Yeah, every manufacturer does it. But
right,
I think
my only issue is who one of their primary spokespeople are.
Yeah, well,
that's changed actually recently.
Really,
I recently told that one of the primary spokespeople.
Why is the StreamYard duck talking to us?
Because I'm
I'm like, you're gonna lose subscribers, Liam, if you keep me on big over here. Okay?
I don't know. It could be worse. It could be looking at me. But
I don't know. You ain't no more ugly.
How can I lose subscribers? We have Llama on the feed. If we like, he's going to make us lose subscribers if anybody is, right?
well, I just need to get something that uses these right when they ship it. So that's my.
I'm getting the box, but it says not a Prusia.
Yeah. Well, the difference.
Are you gonna get the kit and gonna try to beat Jerry's record time?
Yeah. So, anyways, let's go back to what Zolan's saying, right? It's all these manufacturers, are releasing machines at record pace, right, to keep up with each other, and QA is not exactly the forefront of some of these, right? When I saw the CR6 SE, I was like, I like the features they had. I like the, I was only gonna have 2 printers at the time, and I was like, this is something that is intriguing to me, and I mean, it's all they had to do was be proactive. I mean, instead of reactive.
Hey, Sergio.
Sergio ordered a shirt. One of these shirts. Fix it till it's properly broken.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people have had real good success with a lot of these different brands and stuff. It's just me, I haven't. Identify Plus, Power Supply was the first one to call them out on that. It was my first 3D printer, and it was a whole fiasco. And now it's this one, and it's like this one destroyed my equipment.
Yep,
and that's where I draw the line. Yeah,
and I mean, the fact that you're not going to be getting any compensation for the pie that you lost to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's
and camera.
I mean, that's what it.
Your computer didn't went.
Oh, if I plugged in my computer, it would have been gloves off. I mean, it was just.
Well, and see that
unacceptable.
That right there. When you're done doing all of this, I am going to probably point people at your video when they say, "Well, why don't you just plug your computer into it?" Here's why.
Well, plugging your computer in is one thing, but It all depends on the machine, right? Some machines
No,
are
it's
fine.
okay. You're talking about a 24-volt surge going into your laptop.
Yeah.
Tell me how it's going to
It
survive.
all depends on the machine.
It's a 5-volt bus in there.
Yeah, it'll burn
Yeah.
the USB bus if nothing else.
Yeah, the USB bus.
The whole
is
computer
fine.
might not go down, but the bus will go.
Yeah. I mean, you're having 24 volts going through a 5-volt. I mean, the display showed it all last week, right?
Yep.
It says 5 volts on it. So, I mean, Zola pointed out first because I'm sitting there holding on to the camera because I'm not even paying attention to what it says. And he's like, "Oh, it says 5 volts on it. Ironic."
It says 5-volt only, right next to where the inverter, the voltage converter popped.
Yeah.
Literally popped.
Yeah. I know, but the pies are and then that was off the screen, right?
Yep.
No, he had it on screen. I took a screenshot of it.
Yeah,
and
no,
saw
I'm
it.
saying that's the screen, the image of his screen.
That is the back of the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
that's
back
the
of a
screen that you
$35
pop
screen that they're
it.
charging $100 for.
I got this one for $49, I think, or something like that on Amazon. It actually comes with the bracket and everything. So
Nice.
But that's because there's it's because it's like glued onto the side. That's why they did it.
Yeah, they fix them in place. Yeah, but it's. I think that's the good thing about the community is when we find stuff like that, it needs to be highlighted because if we don't highlight it, other people are going to run into problems. People need to be aware of these, because if not, they're going to end up frying their system, or worst of all, it'll go wrong when they're not standing there watching it, and they'll end up burning their house down.
So
I imagine if you weren't home.
Yeah. So Gary T is making a point, but it's kind of a lost point on it at the same time. For me to recoup my costs from this, right? Say don't get anything from Corrality or anything. My video would have to have at least 100,000 views to recoup my costs.
Minimum.
I know.
That's before the YouTube could cut, because when you hit that much, they increase their.
Yeah. So that's how much. Yeah, because they're taking part of it and then taxes on top of that too. So just level playing field, right? What I see there before what I get, right? $300, 100,000 views. That's what it would have to be to recoup basic cost. Probably just tack on, let's just say 150,000 views.
Yeah. So it's not easy to recruit to get there, but and it's not about that. It's about raising awareness about what happened.
Yeah,
mostly yes.
And that's why I need to tread a little lightly here because they're a big company, right? I can't burn the bridge as I'm crossing it.
Yeah. Well, you've been working with them. It's not slamming them, right? You've been out there dealing with them. You've been working with them to let them know what's going on.
I've been their communication is slow because they're overseas and they're got a lot of people they're talking to, and I'm just a small little channel out there in the big world, right? So, but it's an issue that they need to work with me to address.
Yeah, and you're being very open about what you found. You've been open about the communication with these guys. So as long as they're willing to maintain that communication and work with you to figure out what happened.
And I have found, even when I've had issues with my Creality products, if I'm working with their email support, sure, it's 24 to 72 hours in between each email, but they work with me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't even have a channel worth mentioning.
Yeah. First it was a certain, because of the way it was, I'm not actually dealing with customer support, right?
Right.
I'm dealing with a different chain of people.
Yeah.
That's true.
And now someone saw it on my Instagram. I had laughing emojis when I said, "Hey, why did it take you so long to respond?" And they did laughing emojis like 4 or 5 times in the thread. I'm like, I don't think this is funny. I'm a guy with a great sense of humor and all, okay? But
yeah,
I don't know. I'm still trying to find it. But here, so let me show you. And the dogs are going nuts.
Well, I haven't dealt with their support build over bot, but I've found that when you get communicating with somebody there, they are responsive. It just takes time because of the time delays. Yeah, let's bring it up again.
So all destroyed. Okay. Laughing emojis.
I think that's a misunderstanding. I think
that's
at least a way of lightening the
thing.
conversation. I don't think it's meant to be seen as being funny when they respond to you. Due to translation and all that, I don't think it's that. I really
No.
don't. Because I've dealt with a lot of Chinese companies over many, many, many years, and I've actually spent time over there working.
Not this time. Sorry.
I'm just saying it might be. I didn't say it was the answer, but
Now when they, yeah, all right. Dogs are going nuts, so I'm gonna leave.
sure.
because-
Take care.
Alright, so you guys have fun.
I'll see you tomorrow, John.
Yep,
Don't
I'll
forget,
send
check
you a
out
link.
Tripods Gary's stream tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Central. Cool. Yeah, like that. We as members of the community who own these 3D printers should be spreading word about issues we found, and it's not. Oh, I can't level my bed. Like that's just a learning curve, right? About real technical issues. If you find them, we need to make sure we raise awareness of it. I found one, and I'll be doing publishing the review. I've recorded it. I need to edit it a little bit, but I will be publishing a review later on this week that has, and I've already highlighted the company. But these things we need to make sure that we bring to light, because if we don't bring it to light, other people are going to run into the problem, and the more we air it, the more pressure there is on the manufacturers to correct it. Would everybody agree with that?
Yep.
So, yeah, at least he saw it, Built Over Bot. You know, he was there. He saw it. He was present.
He watched the smoke spew from behind the screen,
Yes.
and then saw that his Pi powered off, and everything else did too.
Yeah, so watch his stream because he's going to get it. We're trying to get it up and running tomorrow night.
If you want more of a background, I would go to his channel and watch the video from last week.
Yes,
It's only an hour, but you don't need to watch it all to find out the history of it.
yeah, and it goes into a lot of detail because, like, John's background is electronics, so
Yep.
he
And
knows
he
what he's
had
talking about.
Greg and myself, whose backgrounds also include electronics.
Yes, so like these guys know what they're talking about, and it was really good to see that depth of conversation about a flaw that was identified. So, and he is working with the manufacturer. He is working with Creality. So I don't like his communication is whatever it is, whether it's going well or not. I don't know the details, but they are communicating with him. They are working with him on it.
Yep.
So at least he's raising awareness, which is what we should all do. If we see a serious flaw, we need to speak up.
And
That's
hopefully
why we're
they
here.
release a revision that they already have a repair kit that they just haven't really announced.
Yeah, they're sending it out to people. They are sending it out when people have it.
Also, they are sending it out to people.
I believe they're sending it out to some people. Yeah.
I thought it was an order that you had to do.
I'm
I don't
not
know.
sure.
I don't have one, so I didn't look.
Yeah. What's up, Matt?
Well, I think I'm gonna say good night.
I mean, good morning. It's your time. It's good morning, isn't it?
Yeah. It's I think
Almost 2 a.m.
yeah, 1:35.
Yeah.
So I'm really tired now. So and I have to pick up my mother from the airport tomorrow. So
Oh, so your wife's your fiance's gonna meet the in-laws or the outlaws.
kind of like that.
Cool.
Oh, I'm scared.
Good. You should be.
All you
guys,
need to do is look at
yeah.
her, point at your dad, and say, "That's me in 30 years."
Thanks, mate. You guys have all a good day and a good night.
All right, mate.
Take
Bye,
care.
everybody.
Ciao.
So.
It's funny.
And I'm actually going to need to take off soon as well.
Okay.
I need to help my wife with a setup. I need to help her do some Photoshop to make a litter announcement so we can actually officially announce the puppies.
Cool. Make sure you put it out on Twitter. Okay? Make sure you put it out on Twitter.
Oh, it will be.
Yeah.
But Facebook's where most of it goes. If anybody's really interested in following anything about the puppies, you should go to the Arctic Cross page on Facebook.
Okay, cool.
And that is Arctic Cross, not Arctic Cross.
Yeah.
A-R-T. Yeah.
We know
Anyways.
it's spelled Arctic.
Huh?
I know.
No, it's misspelled. That's my point.
Oh, okay.
It's A-R-T-I-C.
Oh, okay.
Because she used to do dog paintings and stuff.
All right, cool.
Oh, and what did you say, Llama? You said something earlier, and I missed it in the background noise.
Wasn't important. It came out of my mouth.
Okay.
Something sarcastic, most likely.
That's okay.
Anyways, you all take care.
All right, take care, Zolan.
That button's here somewhere.
So what are you working on, Llama? Oh, by the way, before you answer that question, anyone who wants to come in and join the conversation, there's 21 of you out there. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do so. But if you want to come in and join the conversation, at the top of your chat, there is a pinned link. Just mute your YouTube before you click on the link so we don't get audio feedback, and you can come in and join the conversation. It's open to anybody and everybody out there. As long as you're respectful, you're welcome to join. Okay? So, Tom, what are you up to?
You're looking at it.
Sitting there holding your head in your hands.
It's been nasty, hot, humid weather here. Rains, thunderstorms every day, all day long for like 2 weeks straight. And I don't function well in hot humidity.
We've had a lot of humidity. Today was cooler day, actually. It's been cooler in a long time.
It literally just broke. That's why when you first started up, I wasn't going to come on because we were getting major thunderstorms and rain. And it was bizarre because it was like thunder and lightning for like 10 minutes, like heavy downpour, crashing everywhere. 10 minutes later, sun's up. 10 minutes later, thunder and lightning again.
Yeah, little pop-up storms are the worst.
It finally, I mean, the humidity was like 87%, and it's down to 70 now, and they're saying it'll be in the 50s overnight.
So no new CNC stuff?
No, I'm trying to move everything over to the other side of the garage. It's been kind of a pain in the ass.
Okay, you're trying to make space?
Yeah, well, you never see my garage, but my garage
I've seen where your CNC is set up because I've seen
my garage is 4 bays, basically. The first 2, when I designed it, it's got an apartment above it. The first 2 were going to be my parents' cars, which is a big open space. I actually made it like 3 foot longer and 2 or 3 foot wider so they could open their doors and not collide and all that. So it's a little bit bigger than most garage door bays are. The 3rd bay was actually the entryway to the apartment, and the 4th bay would be the apartment's car bay. And that kept everything separate, you know what I mean, by having that one in the middle. My van was in the last one. That's where I put the CNC because my mother had all kinds of crap in one of the other car bays. And I finally moved it all. Yeah, I moved it all. A lot of it got thrown out. I moved all of her crap that was out there full of squirrel shit and squirrel stuff. Pardon my French.
It's okay.
I'm getting ready to move everything over. I've got it mostly cleaned out now where I can start. The problem is a lot of stuff's got to go from the bays where I want to put it into the bay it's in now, and it's one of those what to move first to get in the way of moving, what to move second. And the CNC now would, the thing's like 400, 500 pounds now with all the MDF on both the bed and the table, plus the freaking 50-pound spindle, and I mean it's huge.
You got a big spoil. Did you put a spoil board on the whole bed?
Yeah, well, I built the table and I put 3/4 MDF on it too, 6 foot square, and then I put 3/4 MDF on the actual CNC because I knew, where I was learning, everyone's like, "Oh, put 1/2 inch on it." I'm like, no, I'll do 3/4. That way I can swipe it a couple, 3 extra times before I gotta change it again. After you put enough holes and grooves in it, you just run a leveling bit over it.
Yeah, it's skim it to the top.
You skin off a 1/16 or an 1/8 of an inch. So by putting 3/4 on it, I got a couple extra uses out of the bed before I have to replace it. But it's also, MDF is 100, 150 pounds a sheet. and it's a
It's
sheet.
coming down though. It's coming down again slowly.
No, I don't mean weight. I don't mean dollars. I mean
Oh, you
weight.
mean weight?
Actual weight.
Yeah.
MDF is freaking heavy. It's
Yeah,
like
I know. Yeah, because it's very dense. It's a dense fibrous board, is what it is. So
That's what it is. What is it? I can't remember. Modular density board.
medium.
Medium density fiber board. Yeah.
Yeah.
Took me a minute, but it's not medium density. It's heavy density.
Yeah, but they call it medium density board.
It is medium density because heavy density is the stuff we used to use in signs, and it usually has it's almost like a plastic coating because it's compressed more.
Yeah.
All it is it's a big fat sheet of pulp, and they just keep wetting it and running it through pressure rollers until it gets real thin. All it is compressed freaking sawdust, basically.
Yeah, but it's all the branches and stuff is what they shred down to fit for those boards.
It's its own wood pulp. There's actually no actual glue in MDF.
I know that's what I mean, but it's all the branches and stuff is what they shred up and use. All the waste product is not used in main boards.
It's actually, in no lie, it's actually sawdust and the crap they sweep off the floors at plywood, manufacturers. It's really not anymore because it's more popular and it's used a lot more. But
yeah, CNCing actually MDF is really bad for your lungs.
Yeah,
you need to have great
there's no actual glue in MDF, from what I understand.
Sorry?
It's just wood pulp.
No, there is glue in it. There is glue in it.
No, there's not supposed to be. MDF is no. Maybe there is an MDF.
There is.
It's pressure particle board stuff.
Yeah, but there is an MDF.
I can't remember.
Yeah, there is, and it's actually not healthy stuff. So that's why when you're seeing it, you need to be really careful about what you're using.
I actually did a really nice vacuum job.
Matt's on the road.
I am.
Going home?
It's a road.
No, I'm going to grab some dinner, I guess. But I work night shifts. So.
Yeah. I thought you were getting out early.
No way. No, I'll be at work till about 12:30.
So this is not really it's the evening shift. It's not really the graveyard shift because I've done the graveyard, which is until 8 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, my last job was like that, where I was the supervisor of the second and third shift, so I was there pretty late most nights. But no, I'm just a second shift supervisor, so at this new place.
Yeah, that's better. At least you get to sleep at nighttime and not be working all night and then trying to get to sleep at 9 o'clock in the morning when you get home.
Yep.
It's really weird having dinner at 9 a.m.
I agree.
I did it for years. I used to work at bars that were open all night in Florida.
There you go.
And they close for an hour to clean. That's all they close. But we'd work from 7 at night to 7 in the morning, like 3 or 4 days a week. And you get out 7 in the morning, and there's breakfast places down there that cater to those people.
Yeah.
You get like eggs, grits, and a Budweiser.
Oh yeah, I've done that.
They literally have eggs, grits, and a Budweiser as like a menu item.
Yeah, yeah, no, I've done that. I worked for AST Computers and Wine Computers, and I did night shift with them many years ago. And we'd finish work in the morning, and we'd actually head into town from the factories. We'd head into town, and we'd all have breakfast before going home, and it was always a cooked breakfast, right? A normal cooked breakfast with a beer, because it was our evenings, but we'd have breakfast because it was morning time. And breakfast would open at 6 o'clock in these bars. There were bars that did breakfast, and they'd open at 6 a.m. for people going to work early, or from people who are coming home from the night shift. So they got a double clientele for that.
Yeah, Florida had a really cool thing, which I didn't realize, or at least Miami-Dade County had. There's this thing down there called Restaurant Appreciation. And if you go to a restaurant and you work in another restaurant, most of them know you after a while, but you automatically get 10% off.
That's cool.
Like, automatically. So if you've never been there, you just bring like a pay stub from your restaurant or whatever, and they'll give you 10% off. like just without even thinking about it.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
good.
That's very cool.
Yeah, but
it's cheap that way.
those shifts are those. The evening shift is one thing because at least you have the days to do stuff. The night shift is the hardest one because you're so out of sync with the rest of the planet. It's really difficult.
I kind of like being out of sync with the rest of the planet.
Well, you're always out of sync with the rest of the planet, Lama. We all know you're out of sync. but
you know what was
weird.
cool was I got out of work, and you're wired working in a restaurant, so you don't want to go to bed. So we're getting out of work right when everyone else is going to work. So we'd literally because we used to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, and then Thursday and Friday. We didn't work the weekends, me and my roommate. Neither one of us, we had the same hours. So Thursday, we'd get out of work, and we'd go buy some stuff that was illegal, and we'd just drive down into the Keys at like 7 in the morning and hit every tiki bar from Miami to frickin' wherever we ended up. We usually didn't get much past Marathon Key, but a few times we made it all the way down to Key West.
Now I used to do
tiki bars, driving around.
Yeah, no, I used to do midnights till 8 a.m. When I was at Wang, and that was 5 days a week. Now, we didn't do the compressed work week where you do 12-hour shifts and then you for 4 days and then you're off 3. Some companies used to do that. You do 4 on, 3 off.
Honestly, that's the best thing. There's Connecticut is actually trying to push it now with the whole pandemic and working at home thing. And there's a bunch of the big companies here that are going with the state, and the state's going to give them a tax break if they do this cycle thing where people are going to work Monday, Tuesday, 10 hours, get Wednesday off, and work Thursday, Friday from home kind of thing. And they're hoping that it will lower the costs for the companies because they're not maintaining as many offices and everything. Now, on the other side of that, there's a lot of the property owners that these companies are all renting their offices from that are bitching wildly because they're going to lose money.
Yeah,
the offices are going to get emptied out. But
well, my company is promoting work from home now for more and more people, and it's to the point that they've actually shut down some offices. And they're actually, even in the headquarters, they've actually shrunk the headquarters, saying you don't have to be in the office. You only come in when you have to be here for meetings. Other than that, work out of home. And
as long as you work, who gives a shit? Most people work better at home.
This saves a fortune for the companies because they don't have the real estate overheads, they don't have the electrical and water overheads. They continue paying their staff. Now, what the new thing is, not with my company, but with some other companies, if a lot of people who are now the companies who've gone to work from home, people have decided, I want to work from home, but I don't want to work where I am because I'm in Southern California, which is ridiculously expensive, like in the Bay Area. I'm going to move back to my hometown, wherever that is in the States. And what the companies are doing is, that's fine, but because of where you're moving, no matter what we were paying you before, we are changing your salary because the cost of living in your new destination is less.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's the other thing they're talking about is the companies are all talking about giving a slight discount to the pay raises because now people aren't paying for gas to drive back and forth. They're not, they're not having to get dressed up. They're not having to do, your personal costs go down because you're not dealing with it.
But their home cost goes up because you're running computers. And the other thing is,
but everyone runs computers at home.
A lot of people are saying it's great, work from home. I've been doing it for 10 years, right? I will tell you here and now. Working from home has its good points, but it also has a big bad point. Yeah. And one of the biggest your cost of running your home goes up because you have to do aircon all day long. You have to pay for electricity for whatever you're doing for work and so on. But that's one thing. The other side is you're never away from the office. You work more from home than you ever would if you're working in an office. When you're in an office, chances are when you leave the office, you might get a call or two, but you're not really doing an awful lot of work when you're at home. When you're working from home, it's nonstop. You're working nonstop. That's a really bad downside to it. Your work-life balance goes out the window.
Yeah, it depends. there are a lot of people that don't want to do it because they don't have you need an office, really, if you get right down to it. If you're going to work from home for a living, you need an office. You need a place to get away.
Kieran is going to buy a pair of doves because of all the rain they're having. He's living in the ark.
Dude, we've been getting rain like the state. We've had kids like die trying to swim in the Connecticut River and stuff or the Farmington River because it's so overblown. You're not allowed to get in the Connecticut River right now.
It's not Beijing that we're getting here. And here I'm on the East Coast, and we don't have smoke from Beijing or wherever like that. Our smoke is from Canada. It was so bad, not today.
From the Canadian fire, or the California fires.
Well, our smoke was so bad yesterday, right, that the moon was orange, and even the sun at 7 in the evening, like way before it set, right, in the western sky, the sun, and the skies were apparently clear, but the sun was an orange disk, and you could look at it without straining your eyes. That's how thick the smoke was in the air for us yesterday.
Dang.
In our upper atmosphere, the sun was actually an orange disk in the sky, and you could look at it, and you wouldn't hurt your eyes in any way. There was so much light was being filtered; it was actually a real reddish orange. So those fires are affecting bad.
Yeah.
Kilroy's, hi, how are you? We're all doing okay. We're all avoiding the smoke from the fires.
Yeah, no, our smoke's all coming from California.
Yeah, no, because see, the jet stream is coming over from Canada and then looping down into Michigan, and it's carrying all that smoke from the west coast of Canada.
Yeah,
it does make it look really cool, but like for astronomy, it's really bad. It's almost as thick as fog here. The smoke is at times.
It won't happen again. Yeah, well, it's like the 5th time in the last 4 years it's happened.
Yeah, but it's like
really bad now. I'd never heard of it. I'm 55 years old, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is all normal." I had someone tell me this is normal. It's like, I'm 55. I have never in my life until like 5 years ago heard of smoke from California wildfires altering our atmosphere here in New England. I mean, There was the Great Plain Dryout back in the 1800s where the plains in the West Coast dried out and there was a dust storm that buried New York City in dust a week later. But that was like 100 or 200 years ago.
Well, I grew up like
shit.
Yeah, I grew up in Ireland.
In the last 5 years.
Yeah, I grew up in Ireland, and we experienced if a volcano erupted somewhere in mainland Europe, we'd get some of it, right? We get some of the dust, but we often had the sand from storms and from windstorms in the Sahara, right, in Africa, get whipped up in north of Africa, and that way we'd wake up in the morning and everything would be coated in sand. Cars would be coated in sand, and you name it, sand would be everywhere from dust storms in the Sahara Desert. That was irregular for us during the summer. Didn't happen often, but you get it every year, but you might get it once or twice in a whole year. But it did happen on almost yearly basis. Somebody probably left the gate open and the smoke got out. No, well, that's what happens in with tripods printers. You let out the magic smoke. You know, guys, you all know electronics only work by magic smoke, and if you have to keep the magic smoke inside, if you let it out, the electronics stop working.
Yep.
It's in the desert in Odessa. Oh, okay. So you're down south. Let's see what else. Odessa, yeah.
Is that Texas, right?
I think it is. I think that's where he. Kilroy. He's new here, so I'm guessing. I think he is. Yeah. Maybe Alabama or Texas or somewhere down south like that. But yeah, he's in Texas. He just confirmed. But so we've all these fires have been bad, but they seem to be easing up as well, like at the moment. But let's see if it stays that way. For us, it depends on where the jet stream is. If the jet stream goes
Correct.
north of us, it keeps the smoke, most of the smoke away. But if it goes south, it causes problems. And Lam is sitting on the screen there, laughing away to himself.
I'm talking to her. It's actually one of my ex-girlfriend's sons that I still talk to on a regular basis, and he sails around as a living, and he's actually in Maine, but he's coming back down here, and he wants to do a CNC plate, like they always do on the boats. They always have that like.
Oh yeah, that's nice. They're nice. So, Kilroy's Odessa, Tom, Lama. That's not a good advertising. I wouldn't be going around saying that out loud.
Yeah, well, I see him around. He's been on my streams laughing at me before.
I know, yeah. But I'm just giving him a hard time because he says he knows you.
It's just so funny because he's Kilroy's, and I don't know if you're old enough to remember Kilroy from the wars, right? Kilroy was here.
No, not much. I didn't
know
grow up
about
here.
Kilroy? I mean,
I didn't
Kilroy
grow up
was
here.
still around after the Vietnam Wars and stuff.
No, I didn't grow up here, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, but that was
shows.
worldwide. That was an Allied Forces thing. Kilroy's the hands with the nose that sticks over everywhere.
Nope,
You never saw that?
I don't remember it.
I never realized what it was when I was a kid. I heard about it later, but what it was they drew these, basically 4 loops in the nose, and it looked like it was looking over a fence and said Kilroy was here. And it generally meant to the Allied forces this was safe from Germans, I guess, or whatever.
Okay.
This place had been patrolled. So if you saw something that said Kilroy was here, it meant you were safe. But we all used it as kids because it was just cool because it's like a fence, but you just see a line and the dude's fingers and just his nose hanging over and his 2 beady eyes looking at you. It's Kilroy.
Okay.
Look it up. It's actually kind of cool. I mean, when I was a kid, it was just this cute little figure everybody used.
I trust you. I said I didn't grow up here.
History behind it.
I didn't grow up in this, obviously. So a lot of the shows that some of you guys talk about that you saw when you were kids, we probably did not see them. Or only the super popular stuff that we see that would come across because it was popular enough to reach across the ocean.
I got rid of my duet. Oh God, like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago.
But people liked them though. Why did you get rid of it? People said, I know the rat rig is using duet.
Quite honestly, I got better. I've always gotten better prints out of a mono-based printer than I ever did on RipRap. It wasn't bad. For one, it was loud. Any of the 2208s, 2209s, any of those are quieter. I'm sorry, the duet is not. It was quiet when it came out first. It is not the quietest. It had issues. You couldn't really set the micro stepping proper with it. They try and say you can. You basically with the RipRap firmware and a duet, you set it at 16 micro step, and then you use their silent step software thing, which made no sense. I could never get it to print quiet. I had it on this thing forever. I built it with that. I never got a good print out of it.
Jason uses the duet on. I believe Jason uses the duet on his rat rig, and he gets fine prints out of it. So
yeah, it's just not. It's a really really good board for playing, for engineers, for tool changers, for a basic everyday printer. It's not as good.
Ice cream, is that ice cream?
Elote.
Whatever that
okay, Gesundheit.
It's corn, cheese, mayonnaise, and like some spicy chili.
Oh, sounds good.
It is good.
See, we don't have those dishes up here. There's a southern dish. Where are you based again, Matt?
Illinois.
Oh, you're not that far south of me.
Nope.
But yeah, I know I hadn't seen that here.
Yeah, I'm like the taco god over here, so I have to always go to tacos.
You're making everybody hungry now. Yeah, I'm thinking about trying out. I have an octopus board. I haven't got the steppers for it yet, but I have the controllers. But I have the octopus board, and I'm thinking about putting it into my 10-log IDEX printer because it's got lots of ports in it, which is ideal for the 10-log, right? So for an IDEX machine. So I'm thinking of putting it into that. I just need to buy this. I need to buy the steppers for it yet, but I'm thinking about putting it into that IDEX. I've heard like I put that IDEX print's great for me, but a lot of people have reported issues with the board, but the rest of the printer is good. So if I switch it out, this would be the ideal fit for it. You know, with the amount of controller, because you can put 8 steppers on it. And I can do the 2 Z as separate steppers, so I can actually do self-leveling Z by putting it by having 2 end stops.
See, that's the kind of stuff. That's where the Duet would shine.
Yeah.
For your regular everyday printer, even a Core XY, Marlin handles Core XY just fine. It's easier to deal with.
Yeah. Well,
you know, Rip Wrap is really good for tweaking and playing, and you know, if you're into firmware and software with it, definitely, and you can afford a Duet, get a Duet. If you want to plug it in, have it quiet, have it run, get good.
Stanley, how are you?
Be done with it. Just buy an SKR or an MKS board.
Yeah.
Add some 2209s to it and be done with it.
Well, the Octopus actually is it's the latest board. It's the version 1.1 that I have. So it's a really good board. It's got, and you can actually install, if you want to go Clipper, you can actually put Clipper directly to it. So it works with both Marlin and Clipper, and you can install it natively on the board. So you don't have to run Clipper on a Pi.
Nice.
You actually run it on the board. So it's actually a really nice setup.
What's that?
The Big Tree Tech Octopus.
Oh, that's the new Octopus or whatever board.
Yeah.
They've come out with like 6 boards in the last year.
Yeah, this is it here.
Yeah, and it's got all the. Open that up. Does that got the screw-on terminals? They still got the regular old freaking green tower.
No, well, it has a screw-on terminals for, you mean for the power and so on?
Yeah,
it does.
The automotive style, regular everyday freaking.
It's got a boatload of them. So let me. Yeah. This hasn't even been opened yet.
It's got the stupid plastic ones that we all are so used to. Yes. That's the best thing they could have done.
It has a lot of those.
I should say 90% of all fires on 3D printers are those stupid freaking little plastic tower crimpy terminals we all
or the tinned ones.
Garbage.
Well, does it have a duck? Yes, it does.
A horseshoe connector. They all from the rubber duckies. A horseshoe connector, fork connector, or whatever you want to call it, and a regular old automotive terminal.
8 steppers.
Yeah.
And they can all be put in UART mode and all this kind of stuff. It even has a whole pile of unused ports that you can run fans or whatever. Some of the fans can be controlled by speed. Some of them are not. So you have some always on fan ports, and then you have some fans that actually can be modified, and you can vary the speed of them for different things. So it's got a lot of good options on this board. It's a really nice board. So I'm thinking of putting that into my 10 log.
Yeah, that'll be a good board for that.
Yeah, I was thinking, because with all those stepper options on it, like I could do independent Z and do self-leveling Z, right? With 2 end stops. I could do each of my extruders. I can do separate I have separate heating elements and separate extrusion, separate heat steps. All can be really fully controlled on it, and I get to play with Clipper on the board. It also has a full USB port. It's got an SD card. It's got a USB-C port, and it has a full network interface as well, network port, and an RJ45 network cable port.
Nice.
All on one board. So that's a lot of options for a single board. So like with the USB-C, You can also take the USB-C voltage. You can actually put voltage on the board and run a Pi run off the board as well. There's 3 ports available for that. If you wanted to run a Pi in there. XX, Y, Z, Z, E. You're correct. But you can get creative with it, right? So it's a nice option to be able to have that. Like if you want to put on a tool changer, and you could do a tool changer and have the other stepper control another device hanging off the tool changer, like a laser or like or whatever you want to run off it. So it could be independently controlled. So I like it. I haven't put it. I also have one of their that I haven't used yet. I have one of their SQR E3s, the mini E3s.
Yep.
Which I haven't used yet.
That's actually a pretty good board.
They're a good board, but I need to get a screen for it because I was going to put it into my Ender 5 Plus, but I need to get a different. I need to get a screen for it because the Ender 5 screen will not work on this. I need to get a screen for that as well.
So just get their little. I actually like their little itty bitty mini one.
I'm actually going to get. I was actually going to get a bigger one. The Octopus I actually won from them. Actually, both of those boards I won from them. But the Octopus I believe is $75 or something like that. Let me quickly check. I can quickly Google it. 1 second.
That's not too bad for what it offers.
No, it's actually not.
Yeah, no, Big Tree Tech's taken off big. I mean,
they are.
Octopus is their competitor to the.
Yeah,
you know,
it's $75, and I don't believe that doesn't include their steppers. The stepper control, you have to buy the stepper separately.
Right.
Yeah, but it's $75. But it's got built-in network, so it's got built-in pretty much. I don't think the only thing it doesn't have built-in, I believe, is Wi-Fi, and you can actually get a chip for the board that costs something like $12 that plugs in that makes it Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and ESP 32.
32 or 21 or whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah, and actually, one of those came with my SQR Mini, so I actually have one of those chips.
Yeah,
there you go.
It came with the SQR Mini.
I hear those really really suck.
but everything I have is I'd rather I have all networking. I have all Ethernet cable hardwired in my house. So if I'm going to run it, I'm just going to run it hardwired. It's just as easy. Because that way then I don't have latency issues with Wi-Fi or anything like that. Wi-Fi from my house is just for mobile devices. Everything else is hardwired. My whole house is wired. Every room in my house has hardwired Ethernet. Even the bedrooms.
Is only like a week away.
Sorry?
Keep thinking he was talking about being here in August, and I just looked at August is only like 10 days away.
It's not far. Yeah.
No. They keep seeing on the news everyone's talking about getting ready for school and stuff. It's like the summer just started.
It's almost over.
Summer's almost over, man.
Do you like your SQR, Dwayne? You said you have it with the TFT 70. Do you like it? I'm actually thinking of getting if I put the TFT, if I'm going to get a touchscreen for my Ender 5 Plus, I'm actually thinking of getting the large screen. They have an 8-inch screen. I'm thinking of doing that and mounting it on because in the way I've set up everything now, my Ender 5 Plus is actually on the bottom shelf. So and that means I have to crouch down to touch the touchscreen. If I change it, I'm going to wire it and put the touchscreen up in the top, so it's actually on the front top of the printer. It'll be easy to reach it there.
There you go.
Use them, they're more of a pain in the butt than they're worth. I'd rather just have a dial I can spin.
Well, the dials are good, and there is menu options you can do with the normal Marlin that you can't do with a touchscreen. Or the such you can't do them. They're harder to do with a touchscreen. Like baby steps are really easy with a dial, right?
170 times you got to tap.
Yeah. So baby steps are really easy with a dial.
Yeah,
because
baby steps are easy,
right?
That's when you have the Pi and stuff, though, and you can do it, through like a laptop or a phone.
Yeah, but most time baby steps shouldn't be set all the time. You set them once in most cases. You might tweak them when you do a nozzle change. You don't often have to do baby steps because chances are, if you've got a good level, you got a good level, and you're done.
Yep. I never use baby steps. I actually set my printer flat and square and straight.
Yes, they are. Remember, my background is IT. My whole background is IT infrastructure design. So I have Cisco switches. I have all my drop points are all labeled, and they are matched with a punch board, and then that's actually brought down into a switch. And I even have a map inside my switch in the firmware mapping out what's plugged into which port. I come from IT. It's what we do, right? So that's how I have done it. I even have a map of my circuit breakers for the house, color coded about what's on what circuit. So it's you learn when you're doing stuff in IT, you have to have everything planned, right? So it's just habit. It just becomes habit. Should I get a 5-inch panel do or a clone?
I don't even know what that is.
What's a panel do?
That's the Duet panel. Their own touchscreen.
I've never used one. I don't know.
Because I can't stand touchscreen. That's the other thing I didn't like the Duet. It would not take. Honestly, that was my major issue with the Duet. Was it did not take a regular everyday screen, and the only thing you could buy was the panel do, and it was like $100 more on top of the $175 freaking board. I just no. It's no.
Yeah, networks are like a squirrel's nest at home. Well, mine is not. Mine's actually organized, because I used to design big corporate infrastructure. So mine is. I have punch down panels. I even have, IP telephone at home, right? Through via Google Voice, and I have a punch down panel from my phone linked to the rooms, and that's all crossing down into a VoIP box that links to Google for the house phone number. So
I would get a panel do, Paul. If you can afford the panel do and you can afford a Duet, get the panel do. Buy the original stuff. I mean, I'm all for, even though the Duet wasn't right for my situation. I'm still way behind. I mean, the company does some really good stuff. They, again, if I was building a tool changer, there's no question about it. I would put a freaking Duet on it in a heartbeat. I didn't like it for a single extruder, basic Core XY, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
everyone's like it's so simple, and I found it more complicated. As much as I didn't know it, even though I had it for almost 2 years, it's just Marlin's just easier to me. Makes more sense.
I would check the reviews and see which way you want to go.
I would just
find people who've actually done the mods with the clone version and with the full version, and do a comparison. If there's no real difference, you might be able to save yourself some money. But is it worth it for $30 or $40 savings if you buy a good quality, a better quality that you know is going to last? So you need to make a decision.
The other thing about freaking the Duets is they are by and far some of the best built electronics. I mean, they use the best parts and the best, right down to their solder and everything. Is the best,
Oh, they're good, but there are competitors out there like BTT who are coming up, and they're coming up really fast, and they're coming up with really good products.
Cheap crap. I'm sorry, they're
getting better. They are getting better.
They are getting better. I mean, when they work fine. This has got a big tree tech in it, but this is the third one I've gotten. I burned one up on the Max Micron before I got rid of it. They sent me a new one. I will say.
Well, yeah, they're good.
Every time I put on board, they sent me a new one.
Yeah, their support is excellent.
Yeah,
they're very responsive to people's queries and stuff.
And actually, the first one I burned up,
Sergio.
I burnt it up. I bought it on Amazon. I videotaped it. I literally put the power into it, put the USB plug into it, and set it up, and it went up in smoke. And I did it on video, on live stream. So they saw that, and they're like, "Oh, give us your Amazon order number, and we'll just refund you." Well, I ordered a bunch of other junk at the same time. and they just reimbursed me the whole freaking thing. It was like $150.
Yeah, they're
You
often
took
good.
a new board.
Yeah, but they're often like they're good. They're responsive. And I think that's what the biggest thing about using about overseas manufacturers is. They need to become more responsive and offer good support. The more of that happens, if they offer good support, they'll gain better trust in the industry, because there's some of them out there offer really bad support and they're non-existent. And when that happens, people just badmouth them, right? If you want to take a hold in the market, you need to have support there available and be responsive to people's queries. If you do that, you'll make your space in the industry. If you don't do that, people are going to ignore you.
Yep.
Reality is getting really good. Again, Big Tree Tech is a 24-hour, 48-hour turnaround because, again, we're here in the States. They're on the other side of the world. When we want service, they're all in bed. So it's, when they get to work the next day, they respond. You get up the next morning, it's 24 hours later before you get your answer.
Maker have a support person here in the States.
Yeah, but that's unusual for a lot of them.
There's more
and more of them doing that.
Oh yeah, our tour has support in Portugal, who will cover the U.S. morning time, and the guy works late. I know the guy, and he supports U.S. morning, and he actually works late, so he's actually more into the afternoons or early evenings here in the U.S. because he works crazy hours.
Good and Gear Best, they finally gotten into reality. Now they've been stating the U.S. warehouse.
That U.S. warehouse
had a U.S. only shipping warehouse. It was still in China. They actually now both of them have a U.S. warehouse.
Yes,
they have warehouses in the States now. Now it's limited. It's only their most popular products, and it's extremely limited. And it's only probably 10% of all their stuff, but it's there.
Yeah, Paul, if you want to talk about QC of the, go into Tripod's chat tomorrow. His stream tomorrow instead.
Yeah.
TH3 do good support, and I like Tim. I've worked with Tim. I've done stuff with Tim. I've even interviewed Tim on my channel. Tim is fantastic. I really like working with Tim.
Here's the thing. You don't have to buy TH3D boards anymore from TH3D. He carries the MKS boards. He's learned that they're actually a better quality, cheap board than the Big Tree Tech boards.
Oh, the MKS Robins, yeah.
No, not the Robins.
What ones did you do?
I actually got a Gen LS.
Okay. Well, and whatever he sells, he supports. So whatever he sells, he offers. He'll support. Yeah. That's great about Tim as well.
Tim, he won't sell it unless it's a good board. I mean, he tore that board apart.
They use
it with a freaking hacksaw.
He's
selling them now.
Yep. When I used to work for TH3D Studio, we used to do pretty extensive research on all of our products that we used to sell there. So if it didn't pass a good test, then we would either find another distributor or just not sell it. So
Tim can be a real prick, and he'll say it himself. He can be a.
I like Tim actually. I like him.
Rightfully so, though.
I like him too, but he had a bad reputation back in the day when he was trying to do everything. But I think you, Matt, were one of his first hires, weren't you?
Well, technically, like full time, yes.
Yeah, because that's when he realized. He stepped back when we were all like, a bunch of us that knew him, not just were buying stuff from him, but knew him from like hanging out like we are now. We're like, we sat him down one day and said, "Tim, you got to freaking calm down, dude. You got to stop." Yep. He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You're bad mouthing everyone. You can't do that in your business."
Well, his wife now runs the business operations.
Yeah, well, that was just
he does the technical, and but he's still really good at what he does. He's very good at what he does.
Yeah, no, he's smart,
and he support guys are really good, and if they don't know the answer, they'll get you the answer, and they're available at the end of a phone call.
He was hey man.
Yeah. So he's been in one of my hangouts. I've interviewed him on the channel and stuff.
Yeah, no, Tim's a good guy. I talk to Tim all the time.
I have a lot of time for
phone, just BS now and again.
And he's very blunt, and he's honest, and he'll tell you exactly what he thinks, which is good. right?
Right.
And that's good for us, you end users, because we know what we're getting. Because he
The
won't
problem is
sugarcoat it for you.
how sometimes he enunciates what he's saying. He gets very, he's a hothead, and he knows it.
Yeah, but I have a lot of time for Tim.
Oh yeah, I liked him too. I respect him more because he realized he was a hothead and said, "Okay, I need to fix this." You know, a lot of people will just keep going, "Oh, screw you!" Like,
I want to address one thing here. Build over body. You're saying about the guys in Shreddy ignoring the questions about what John saw, a tripod saw in his stream.
they haven't ignored
Guys you're dealing with on those live streams probably don't know these details because John's probably not dealing with them. So that's why they would ignore it, because
reality
they
is
won't know
not
how to answer
ignoring them.
because he deals with it. When you're dealing with with the guys that you deal with situations like that are a totally different team, and they probably don't know anything about each other. They don't know what one like the left arm doesn't know what the right arm is doing in those type of environments, right?
They may not even be in the same section of freaking China, for crying out loud.
Well, they are, but they're all segmented in their niche area. Like marketing deals with one area, and they only deal with that. Sale only deal with sale, and they'll push you off to somebody else rather than deal with you, because that's their job, right? They're not crossing over. And the same with support issues. You're dealing with a dedicated team, and the sales guys may not even know that this issue's ever come up. So bringing it on a stream has nothing to do with that topic. Unless the support guys on the stream, they probably do not know about it.
Yeah,
Chances are.
the guys going on the streams are just PR guys. They're not even.
But it's not their job to look into it, because they're marketing. The guys in those streams are marketing.
Yeah, they're PR.
So I'm not defending them. I'm just saying that's their job. They're PR. They're marketing. They're there to advertise products, promote products. They know nothing about what's going on in the back end in most cases. Like when the Kickstarter first came out and there were some issues, like the power switch and so on, the guys in the front end knew about it because they were informed about how to address it. Other than that, that's all they know, right? So I don't know if they could really have been able to do anything about it or even say anything. Their job is not to reach out, and they don't cross that border because they have a team whose job is to do that.
Yeah, well, that's part of the problem. It's like any good U.S. company. Yeah, you still have some of that division, but a lot of those departments do talk to each other. You know what I mean?
There is, yeah, but when you're in a company that's large,
hey, tech guys, we're hearing about these freaking USB cables burning everybody's printers up. You should look into it. You know, where they don't even do that.
Yeah, I know, but as I said, I'm not defending them, and I see your point. But it's outside of their wheelhouse, and they try to say segmented because they get in trouble when they cross those borders, right? It causes them problems. They're better off. And who do you deal with? They're just through support, and that's their support email. And then John was probably put in touch with specific people in the back end through his contact, because he's already done stuff with the company, like reviews and so on. So he got put into a channel of specific people to deal with. Again, the general support may not even know much about this because he's probably dealing with one of the engineers, is my guess.
Yep, that's exactly how it is.
You won a giveaway? What did you win? He's complaining about Crowley and he won a giveaway. Come on, what did you win?
You know what?
Most of those Chinese companies are like that, where it's not like your typical American company. Oh, I'm going to refer this to that person. No, it's usually like, hey, you got to talk directly to this guy or that guy.
Yep. So. Yeah, they have a very strict "don't step on my toes" thing over there.
Yeah, but especially someone like Crowley, because Crowley's a big company.
Yeah.
So he runs 6 rolls of filament. Well, you know what? If I won 6 rolls of filament and no one answered my question after that, I'd be okay with that.
Well, okay, I mean, 6 rolls of filament doesn't comp for a freaking burned out printer.
But he doesn't have one of the printers. He doesn't have the problem. So I'm just saying, like, if you're not going to answer a question, but you're going to give me 6 rolls of filament, okay, I'll shut up for now.
I would, quite honestly, I would take an Ender 3 right now in a heartbeat. I'd take an Ender 5 right now in a heartbeat.
They're good machines.
I really don't want any of the other ones.
I have the CR10 Smart coming to me from Banggood,
The minute you say CR10 and then anything after that, I don't
well, no, the CR10s were good machines.
don't want all that crap. It's just more junk to break.
Is she single? I don't know who you're referring to. She is single. Who is? Who are you referring to?
I don't know.
I don't know. That was Paul. But like, I had the CR10 Smart coming in. I won it on. I won it again. Another one I won on Banggood. But they said it's shipping. I've got a shipping number, but there's no tracking. It says pending. So my guess is it's taking boat from China to the US, and by the time it gets to the US, it will then get into the hands of FedEx and end up on my doorstep.
Mm-hmm.
The girl from Creality, which I don't know which girl they're referring to. There's lots of girls working for Creality.
Are you talking about Tina?
I don't think it's Tina. Tina's engaged, I believe.
Yeah.
And she doesn't do an awful lot of the streams anymore. She
Nope.
does some, but not an awful lot. No, there's other people who do it. I bet he's talking about the Creality girl everyone seems to be hitting on the giveaway stream.
What's her name there?
I don't know. There's a lot. I need to know which one you're referring to.
Well,
there's an awful. I know some of them by name. I don't know them all, but I know a lot of them by name. I'm probably friends with half of them on Facebook, if not most of them, because I interact with them a lot. But
the one I'm thinking about, she's a lesbian anyway.
I mean, let's be honest.
From Creality.
She was not that hot. I don't know who you're referring to. There is a lot of new faces going into different companies. People don't spend an awful lot of time in those companies. They move around a lot. They spend maybe a year, maybe a little bit more, and maybe 2 years, and then they move to another company. Some go to 3D printing, some get out of 3D printing. It depends. But like some people do move around an awful lot in those industries, or they're there to gain experience, which they do a lot. And by moving in and out of companies, you get promoted faster. That's the big thing over there in China. People move from company to company to get promotions.
Yep.
It's very popular, especially with the younger presenters. They do move around a lot, and they do get promotions. So it does. Tina's been with them a long time. Tina was actually, I know how Tina got her job. I don't think it is Tina you're referring to, but I know how she got her job. She was referred to by a friend that we both know, Matt. That's actually ending his position with another printing company in the next couple of days. That's how she got her job there with Creality.
Yeah,
was the reference.
Tina started off at G-Tech.
Yes, but she was. Bill helped her referenced her to get into Creality.
Nice.
Because you know that a lot of the top 4 senior people at Creality came from JG Maker.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, JG Maker, when Creality started, JG Maker used to build their machines for them.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, that's when they started out, because JG Maker's around a long time. A lot longer than Creality is. So they were.
Yeah. You know, it's funny telling people that, because they're like, oh, I thought Creality was like the oldest company. I'm like, well, technically, as far as I know, ANET's one of the oldest ones, at least brand names that's out there.
Yeah.
And far more than Creality is. It's just that Creality is more popularized.
Yeah, they did really popular
in the Ender 3, because they were, the CR10 was the first big one, and the Ender 3 was like the first bottom of the line price bracket.
Yeah, you couldn't beat it for its price.
Yeah.
So
TikTok was one of the first cheapos. They were around even before ANET.
So Build a Robot, CC, if it's the same person I think it is, she does all of the parts and add-ons and accessories. I know CC. I've chatted with her an awful lot.
I'm thinking that JG Maker was actually an extrusion manufacturer.
Well, they used to be called JG Aurora.
Yep.
And they rebranded to JG Maker in about a year and a half ago, a couple of years ago, actually. It's about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And then they become popular recently because of their IDEX printer and a lot of work that Bill Go has put in to actually make the company very accessible. He's done an awful lot of work about interpersonal relationships and dealing with the community and so on, to put the company back out there again, and they're starting to gain momentum again. But they're out there. They're out there a long time.
G-Tech has been around a while too. They're one of the
about 7 or 8 years, about 8 years, around the same length of time as Creality, I believe. G-Tech are out there. Yeah, they're around the same amount of time as Creality is.
Yeah, G-Tech, I think, came about a year after Creality.
Yeah, it was about the same. Yeah.
No, G-Tech was around before Creality. I can remember G-Tech's long before Creality.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
Creality's fairly new in the game, in all reality. They just became really popular really fast.
They got a really good product on the Ender 3 and so on, and that rocketed them up, and then they did really good marketing, and that's how they took such a good foothold globally, right?
Good marketing, and they had a wicked fast build. Anything before their Crealities was
kits,
full kits that you spent all weekend building. You know, a bag of parts. Creality was the first one that I remember, anyways. That it was, stand the tower up, screw it together. A half hour later, you're printing.
Yeah, they were easy to print,
but they printed, and they actually print halfway decent.
Yeah,
and the closest thing to that was basically the JG Aurora. What was it? The A5 or whatever it was. Which
the A5 or the Magic? The A5 was the Magic.
Well, Magic came out after they rebranded, because I got it right when they rebranded to JG.
Then it was their A1. A1.
Okay, so and that one, that's again going back to like them being the original. They used to source out to everybody: Wanhao, Monoprice, Anycubic, LU. Everybody had that machine, like the i3 Mega looking machine.
Yeah, because they were all made by JG Maker or JG Aurora at the time.
And all they had to do was just rebrand the name on the title. That's it.
They just OEM'd it, and they just rebranded it as part of and they still offer that today for other companies.
Yep.
They still do that. They will build printers for another company with their other company's name on it, and so they can sell it under their brand.
Yep.
Now, saying that, Creality does that today as well for another very popular brand, right? Which most people here, I suppose it's okay to say the brand because most people know anyway, right? Yeah. Like Creality build the machines for Sova.
I didn't know that.
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah. If you look at the Sova printers, Sova have their own engineering, but they're basically they're very like almost clones of Creality machines with some modifications, like direct drive, or they have a new IDEX that Creality hasn't done IDEX yet. But Creality build their machines for them. Yeah.
The Sova SB01, it's literally a CR10 Mini.
Yes, it is, with a direct drive.
Yep.
Yeah. So they are.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of companies do that. Like I know. A whole list of names, like Weedo. Build for what's the name of the company? Weedo built for a couple of other companies, and Weedo have come out with their IDEX this year, the X40, but they do last year they did, but they do build for other companies. So a lot of these guys who have manufacturing, a lot of the printer companies out there, they're OEMing their product out of somebody else's who are actually just rebranding in their name.
That's all Saint Smart is. Saint Smart isn't a company. They say it right on their products. They usually say Saint Smart.
Genmitsu. They do Genmitsu and stuff like that. Yeah.
Saint Smart is just the U.S. distributor for everything.
The same as similar applies to, I would say, applies to
Monoprice.
Not only Monoprice, but Comgro are recently doing some lasers and stuff.
Yeah,
but they're having.
Comgro isn't doing anything under their own name though. They're just
rebuilding. They are. No, they are. They have a laser under their own name. They have a CNC now under their own name. They have a new laser coming out under their own name. So they have the Laser Mini. They have a larger laser, which is like the Ortour Laser Master, the original L-shaped one, not the full square one, the small one. They have that coming out, and they're doing it on their own name. But if you open up the CNC machine, it looks like the build looks like it's Creality, but it's got a Soval control board in their CNC machine. Because Chris over at Nerys, he actually opened up because he got one of the demo units for the CNC, and it has a Soval control board.
Yeah, it doesn't mean Soval's making it though.
I'm just saying though. But if they're using Soval boards, and I know Chris was contacted by Creality about reviewing the machine, so Creality are building it, right?
Yeah.
For Congro, because Congro is basically there is front end. Yeah, Congro are basically resellers of Creality machines. But then the back end, that's how it's been done. So there's a lot of overlap between manufacturers there.
So it's funny that we're kind of on this topic because, us who are into the whole 3D printing, we kind of recognize that there's a lot of switching of hands, but it's the same product type thing. And it's like standard procedure, I guess, in China. It's normal manufacturing.
Well, everybody does it today. Everybody has somebody else build something for them if they don't want to do it themselves or don't have the tooling for it. So.
But it's just funny because, I was at Murph with Tripod and all them. What was it, 2-3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And I went out to dinner with Chuck Holovic and Joel Telling.
Yeah.
And we were kind of talking about the same conversation and how, I had the CR6 SE, which we've been talking about a little bit here and there. And I just got the Anycubic Viper. It's literally the exact same build machine. And it's kind of funny because I'm starting to notice after the whole resin printer thing happened where I found out that Creality doesn't make any of their resin printers. I'm wondering if Creality even makes any of their printers anymore because a lot of their printers, if you look at them, they look like a lot of the printers that are on the market. And it's just kind of strange how all that kind of adds up. And it looks like they're redistributing out to other vendors to at least build the machine, and then they throw their electronics inside of it and call it their own.
I think they are, because I think they are building for other companies. Hence the similarities in the machines. Because they used to have it built for them, as I said, but now I think they are the builders. They have their own factories now, and let's be honest. There's probably 5. There's another company out there called Art Deco, right? Not many people have heard of Art Deco, right? It's not a very popular brand. They don't really want to work with reviewers. They don't want to do. They're not going out there, right? But they build a lot of machines for other companies. They OEM their product out to so many. They're the manufacturing facilities for at least 6 other brands that are barely known over here, but they are known in China. So that I would say there's probably 5 to 10 3D printer manufacturers out there at most, and everybody else OEMs product out of them.
Right.
Just like I used to be heavy into mountain biking. You realize there's only 3 bicycle manufacturers in the world?
Sure, there's only one main one for glasses.
Yeah.
They're all owned by one car.
Cars.
No, but
they're all, everything's either a Subaru, a Toyota, or a Volvo now.
Yeah, but even these, visual glasses, like optical glasses, they're all made by one company globally. That's why the price is so high all the time, because only one company makes them. They own all the brands out there. So everyone is doing that. It's common to OEM out products and rebrand them for your use. It's very, very, very common. And as I said, there's only a handful, 5, maybe 10 companies out there who actually make 3D printers. The rest of them are just, you make it for me, stick my label on it, and I'll sell it.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Yeah. And they change a couple things here and there just to make it their own, but that's pretty much it.
On this hot end, you're done.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah.
Expensive. They're freaking $129. How is that expensive?
For what?
Paul was saying, I just went and looked at Comgrow. He said, "Oh, Comgrow's expensive for refurbished. It's $129 for an Ender 3."
So here's the thing. Okay, I've heard several stories about the refurbished. So I mean, if you're in the community, you know there's a couple people that sell Amazon returns.
Yeah.
And you can get them pretty cheap, and even cheaper if you buy them in bulk.
That's what Comgrow is.
That's basically what Comgrow is doing. It's all the Amazon returns that they are buying, and they're selling them as refurbished. But I've heard mixed stories where some people get a brand new machine, and some people get a pile of parts. Some people get machines that are they're not even working. So
if you want to buy refurbished machines here, Navarre 3D Printing in Florida, he actually assembles the machine, tests it before he ships it out to you.
Yep. Yeah, so, there's another place like that too.
Trevor in
Texas.
Navarre is great. Yeah, Trevor in Navarre is great. He's actually, you often see him on Jerry's 3D printing and painting.
Yep.
And he jumps in.
I'm like, I know that name. I've seen it around.
Yeah, Trevor, he's in Navarre in Florida. And he has a storefront where he sells, he's a Corality dealer and Sunlu and a few other companies. But he sells the refurbished over the web. He even has a group on Facebook where he advertises what he has.
Yes, okay.
But he actually tests the machines before they go out the door.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So if you're going to buy a refurb, buy it from Trevor, because one, he's local. Second, he's a maker. He's like the rest of us. And he has a business here in the States, but he makes sure it works before it gets to you.
Yeah, he's actually got like a little store, like a mini mall, doesn't he?
He's got not a little store. He's got a big store. He does fiber laser engraving and like on jewelry and stuff as well. He does big resin prints. He'll do printing for you on if you want him to. But he also sells new machines. But he doesn't sell the refurb ones in his store, but he does them over the web.
Right.
But he will sell them, and he does test them. So Trevor is the place to go. If I was going to, Trevor's a great guy to deal with.
Anyway, I'm going to hit the road because it's like almost 10 o'clock, and I'm going to bed.
Yeah, it's almost 10. And GST 3D for filament, old Curmudgeon is mentioning, 10 spools for I don't know what they are right now, dude. Take care, Tom. GST 3D, PLA Plus. They do specials. They did a special recently of $89 for 10 spools of PLA. And at first there was issues with their stuff. They've gotten their manufacturing down. I know people who've been through 50 spools of it, and they've had no problems.
Yeah.
So
everyone I've talked to
said $120. Great.
It's nothing great. It's nothing bad. It's cheap crap. Don't expect much from it.
Which GST?
Yeah.
People say they've never had. A lot of people are saying it prints great for them.
Mike, Auto Drop Mike. I can't think of his last name, but Auto Drop Mike. You know who that is, right?
Yeah, Mike. Yeah.
He bought like 4 cases. Like cases.
Yeah, well, they come to but someone said their latest order is not good. If you're having problems with the material, tell them. They'll replace it for you. They're really good.
Yeah.
Take care, Lama.
Take it easy, man.
Yeah, they're really good. I've known people who said they've got spools that caused clogs. There was bubbles in the spools way back, and they said, okay, so send them. We'll replace it for you, and they shipped them new ones without question.
Right.
So they're doing good, and they're building I believe they're shipping 40 and 50,000 spools a month right now.
That's ridiculous.
That's how busy they've gotten because their prices are so low.
Yep. And I just can't imagine how they have prices so low if it's an American company because with American labor, it's usually quite expensive to just make stuff. I mean, take a look at like protopasta stuff. Like now, granted, that's a little bit higher end filament, but
it is, yeah.
Still, even comparing it with like Jesse PLA, which is out of Printed Solid in was it Maryland?
Yeah, but that's a high end again. That's $35 a spool or so.
Right. So I mean that's pretty high end, but I mean that's the price you pay for American made filament. So how they're selling it so cheap is beyond me.
I don't know. They're knocking it like they are. Well, and you must remember, their volume has gone so high, and they only do one filament type, PLA plus. That's it. That's all they make, and they're pumping it out. They can't keep up with orders.
Right.
I asked them at one point, will they? Because they only do 1 kilo spools. I asked them, will they do like 5 kilos or 10 kilo spools? And they said their machines can't cope with that right now. What they have in their filament lines.
Gotcha.
And I know one of the guys that went to. He lives in Florida. He went to visit them and got a tour of the plant, and he says it's a great setup. They got a great setup down there, and they're eager to get the community and to be involved with the community. So a lot of maybe the raw material is made in Argentina, but they actually spool it here. They have extrusion lines. They have two manufacturing facilities in Florida where they actually do the extrusion themselves.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I know they pump out a lot of it down there.
Yeah.
You're going back to work?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go here, so I'll catch you guys all later.
Thank you for dropping in. It's always a pleasure. You're always welcome. You know that.
All right, buddy. You have a good one.
All right. Thanks for dropping in. Take care, Matt.
No problem. Bye.
Bye. Well, it's almost 3 hours we've been streaming, so I think we'll wrap up in any moment now. So, any last questions? Let's see. Coex is excellent film from Wisconsin. Yeah, there has been some price increases on the Coex recently. I noticed that as well. I haven't used their material, but I know they were pretty decent price, but it has gone up a lot. And everybody's actually increased. A lot of companies used to offer free shipping. They don't do that now. They do discounted shipping is what they're doing because the cost of shipping has got so expensive here in the US. So there is some cost increases. I know that they did increase pricing a little bit, GST 3D, but they've actually dropped them recently. They do specials right now. They're actually offering really good deals. And Philocube in Texas, I haven't used theirs either. Is it good? Well, curmudgeon? I haven't used their material. So, and are they expensive? Like, what would a standard 1 kilo spool be with those guys? So, let's see if he comes back with an answer. But there is some good material out there that's not super expensive. You can get some really good deals, especially if you don't want all of the fancy colors and so on. You can get some really good deals up there. So $23 a spool, that's not bad. As again, I haven't used it, but $23 a spool is not bad. So, like, if you guys like have these companies and you want me to play around with their stuff, and they do, it's a PLA plus. That's not. How would you compare it to GST 3D? Because I haven't tried. How would you compare the difference? And if you get a few bad rolls, if you reach out to them, they will replace it. If you have issues like bubbles in the filament or inconsistent extrusion rates or whatever, like the variable thickness, you should tell them, and they will actually do a replacement for you. They've been very, very good. Never used GST 3D. Okay. A lot of people like it. Jerry has gone through a couple of boxes of it. I think he's on his second or third box. I know a lot of people who've been through 5 or 6 boxes have never had any issues. I think it's just luck that you lucked out when you got a bad batch. It happens. Oh, prints better than filament and same as eSun. Well, I've only used very little eSun. I haven't used any filament content. It looks like hair on the side of the roll, and other rolls were kinks. Okay, kinks in it is a spooling issue that you should tell them about. And hair on the side of the roll, well, send it back. Send them a sample of it. Send it to them and say, "This is what I'm getting. This is what you're having in your filament." Get them to look at it. Show them the problem. Can't fix it. They don't know what it is. Okay. It could be just a bit of QA work needs to be done on the inside, or they need to clean the machines more regularly, or whatever. I don't know. But you should let these guys know. If you don't tell them, they won't learn. They won't know, and they won't be able to fix it. All right, guys. Since we're winding up, we'll be going for 2 hours 55 minutes, so I think we should wrap it up. I'd like to thank you all for hanging out with me. As always, it's always fun. Good conversation. Some about bad printers, some about manufacturers and all this kind of stuff. So it was always fun. We learned. Some of you may have learned something about manufacturers, about who really makes what today. Because there isn't an awful of actually real manufacturers out there. A lot of them are OEMing products. So when you look at one printer and you look at another and you say, they look so alike, now you know why. So always a pleasure. Thanks, Paul. Same here. If I insist, take care. Yeah, I do insist in letting them know. If you should tell them. Let's see who else. Always, Dominic. You guys are always welcome to come in and join the conversation. As you know, I'll be here again next Wednesday at the same time at 7 p.m. to do another hangout. I do have an unboxing. If anyone missed it, I have an unboxing of a small printer that's designed apparently for kids. So let's do an unboxing of that. I have never even opened the box. This is the way it arrives inside an Amazon box. So we'll have a look at that on Saturday morning. I will do a live unboxing of that. Apparently you can print from your cell phone because a lot of it's cloud-based. But we can have a look at it and see how it goes. So I'll see you Saturday morning at probably 11 a.m. US Eastern Time. And next Wednesday again at 7 p.m. US East. And remember, like, subscribe, and ding that bell if you haven't done so already, so you get notified when I do go live Saturday for the live unboxing. And I have a few more machines lined that I'm working on getting lined up to show you. So remember, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and most important, stay printing, guys. Have a good night. Thank you.